Anyone else like to share? How about you in the back with the glasses, sir?
My name's Bobby, and I am an addict.
Hey, Bobby.
Hi, Bobby. You know, you folks aren't here because you're gamblers. You are here because you are terrible gamblers.
Hey, Bobby.
These folks don't need to stop doing what they're doing. They just need to get better at it. Who's stealing?
Please.
Who's that?
Let's get better at it. The Twisted Tuesday has begun. The pits, the players, the hustlers, the people of Boston, with everybody else in between, from Costa Rica to California, Montreal to Minnesota. Let's roll. We've got a pretty busy show here this evening. It's Gravall Tuesday. Jeff Feinberg steps up in it and throws it down with us. We're talking about this week's golf tournament, in which his name slips my mind right now. I think it might be the Quicken Loans. It's like, fuck, the Quicken Loans, the fucking, I don't know, Rent-A-Car. It's like sort of one of the lower tier brand name golf tournaments, but there's big name golfers. The Quicken Loans. Quicken Loans National. Meanwhile, you know who owns Quicken Loans? Dan Snyder. I don't know what it is. What's it, Dan Snyder. If your name is Dan Snyder, you're probably an asshole and you probably own a fucking sports team. You got Dan Snyder in Washington, not that Dan Snyder. I understand that Dan Snyder made his money with Federal Express, but I can't confirm that. But I do know the owner of the Cleveland Cavaliers owns Quicken Loans. That's where he gets all of his money. So it's the Quicken Loans National. Jeff Feinberg steps up and in. All right, for the record, we just pulled the trigger. We've got the Los Angeles Dodgers. We're on the Dodgers tonight. I'm on the Brewers too. That's good. They're up 5-0, I see. But fucking motherfuckers. Last night I take the Cincinnati Reds riding a 7-game win streak. They lose. Tonight I take the Atlanta Braves. The Reds are winning 4-1. Fuck, I hate that. I hate zigging and fucking zagging and all that crap. Oh, yeah, and then there's the other Dan Snyder. That's right. The other Dan Snyder. But I've always believed that if you're drunk and you get into a car with somebody that's drunk, you can't really blame the guy that crashes the car, you know? It's like Vince Neil. Vince Neil off a couple of dudes in Hanoi Rocks, right? It's like they were all wasted. No one forced the guys of Hanoi Rocks to get in the car with Vince Neil. It happened to me firsthand, man. When I was a teenager, fuck, there used to be these crazy chicks, fuck, that used to be in my neighborhood. The Sisters of Black Death. They were like goth before goth, fuck, but they were more punk rock, fuck. Like they had tattoos and just crazy chicks, man. Crazy fucking chicks. And we were out partying with the Sisters of Black Death one night. And I think they stole a van, fuck. And they were like, hey, we stole a van. You know, you guys want to ride home? We were on the mountain in Montreal. And I remember saying, there's no way in motherfucking hell I'm getting in a van with the Sisters of Black Death driving, fuck. And like half of us didn't. I was like, no, there's no way in hell I'm getting in this van. Half of us didn't, half of us did. They crashed. People nearly died, broken necks, through windshields, nasty stuff. Yeah, Gilbert, Snyder. Did Buddy make his money with FedEx? I don't really know if the Snyder guy made his money with FedEx. I know the dude in Cleveland's Quicken Loans. So Jeff Feinberg is going to join us. Yeah, choices, Ghoster. Listen, I'm not going to say I've never done it before, Gogster. Like, you know, I've done it. I've been there. Man, I was with fucking Jukesy, fuck, may he rest in peace, in Vegas, and we bounced off a media, man. I made him pull the car over and shit. I was like, bro, fuck, like, you got to stop. We got to get out. Like, this isn't good. Like, this isn't good. And lo and behold, he ended up dying. Settle down, Grinch. All right, so Jeff Feinberg will join us. I see we already have one thumbs down. Whoever gave us the thumbs down, I hope you're rotten hell. Jeff Feinberg will join us. We'll talk a little golf, talk some NFL with Feinberg. We'll just sort of shoot the shit with Jeff. It's the Jeff and Jeff show. Big Man on Campus has pretty much been joining us, and we got the Dodgers in this game. Kiki Hernandez bobblehead night, Stripling versus Lester. We're on the Dodgers, Ken Missouri. The same picks that I posted earlier. The Dodgers. And, nearly off to a bad start. Yeah, so Jeff Feinberg will join us. We'll talk some golf, little football, whatever else is on Feinberg's mind. I don't know. Feinberg's hit or miss every week. You never know with Jeff. Like, Jeff might be moving around a lot. He might be still. He might have like a shitload of mic problems. He might not. His hair might be messy. It might not be. He might be wearing a hat. He might not be. He might be very talkative and enthusiastic. He might be fucking bait. You know what I mean? Like, Feinberg might be our most inconsistent guest, actually, if we look at like the overall body of work. Not in a bad way, but most of our guests, like, we know Babano's going to be tacky. He's going to say something awkward. He's going to have the same fucking backdrop. You know what I mean? Like, you know what you're getting from Babano. Big Man on Campus, very consistent. You know, Big Man's pretty much the same. Every night, Big Man was a little subdued, but it turned out because his parents were in the room. Feinberg, I don't know. Like I said, remember, we've taken bets before. Is he going to be wearing a hat tonight? I don't know. Maybe. Is his hair going to be messy and all fucking all over the place? Maybe. Is he going to move around a lot? Maybe. Oh, yeah, I'm on the Colorado Rockies, too. Thanks for reminding me, Grinch. Thank you. Yeah, I'm on the Dodgers and Rockies. You guys wonder what the late picks are. Dodgers and Rockies. Cubs already have a runner on first base right now, so you get a little value on the Dodgers if you jump in. Dodgers have the best record in baseball since the middle of May. Yeah, give me the Colorado Rockies. I don't trust that. Why is Derek Holland fucking minus 150, minus 155 against anybody? I know that Bettis is a gas can, but the Rockies have better bats. The Rockies could win this game. I'm not guaranteeing they will, but to me, the game is a toss-up, and you're getting plus 130 with a team that could win the game. Oh, shit, I didn't realize this. I have the Oakland Athletics, actually. I didn't realize it was 7-7 right now. Nice. Fuck. They were down 4-0. They were down 4-0. The Red Sox Yankee parlay we gave you. I can't believe we got 124 on that, too. It actually went up. It was plus 19. It went up to plus 124. Cash that. Now we're riding out a Milwaukee Brewer and Houston Astro parlay. We're going to lose the Braves bet. We've got the Athletics. And now we've got a piece of the Dodgers and the Rockies in the late night hours. So Jeff Feinberg will join us. Actually, Feinberg is a Blue Jay fan. I wouldn't mind talking a little bit about how stupid the Jays are. Like, if I'm the Toronto Blue Jays, I'm trading Jay Happ this week. You're not in it, Toronto, all right? You're not in it. If you don't have any intentions of fucking winning, who are you kidding? So if the Toronto Blue Jays organization really is about the future, then, and it is about the future with Vlad Jr. and, you know, they have like all Major League Baseball juniors. The Toronto Blue Jays have Roger Clemens' kid, Dante Bichette's kid, and Vladimir Guerrero Jr.'s kid. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. That's three, like seriously. Bichette, Clemens, Guerrero. All going to be on the Blue Jays in the next couple of years. Oh, fuck me. Cubs off the wall. Cubs second and third, 1 out. Like Krusty the Clown. And the American League is already done. Fuck. We're not even at the All-Star break. It's fucking done. All right? It's done. The only question is whether it's Seattle or whether it's the Angels. Houston's winning the division, Cleveland's winning the division, and Boston and New York have already run away with everything in the East. So there's a wild card spot. Cleveland's winning the fucking Central. Houston's winning the West. So what's the drama? There is zero drama in the American League already. Well, how many games out of the Blue Jays? I don't even know. Off the top of my head, I'll say what? 18 and a half? That's my random stab guess here. Yeah, I'll say the Jays are like 18 and a half games out of first place. And pretty far away from the wild card, I would assume, too. They're 15 and a half back. They're 15 and a half back. And as far as the wild card is concerned, they're 10 games back of the wild card. No, 11 games. 11, my bad. You can pretend if you want, but the Jays aren't making the playoffs. So where I'm going with this is we know the Jays are fucking cheap. And we know they didn't want to pay Josh Donaldson because they didn't give him a fucking contract before the year started. They let this MVP thing roll out, but I get it. Fine. You know, maybe it was smart. Look, Josh Donaldson's always getting hurt. Dude seems to be breaking down. But the thing is, if you guys thought there's no way in hell we're going to pay this guy all this money because he's going to break down, then you should have just fucking traded him then. Because now Josh Donaldson's out for the next 3 weeks. Again. Or reevaluated in 3 weeks. That's the trade deadline. You're fucked. No one's going to give you anything for fucking Donaldson now. You know what I mean? What? The guy's a fucking free agent and he's hurt. Yeah, great combination. Great job, Atkins. Great job, Shapiro. You did a marvelous fucking job, like, handling this, fuck. You got Josh Donaldson, which could have been a fucking big commodity piece before the year started, and you let it evaporate in a jack fucking shit. That's the thing with the Blue Jays. People want to have patience and shit. Atkins and Shapiro are fucking clueless, all right? And now I'm telling you, and I don't want this to happen. I don't want this to happen. But I see things, people. I see things. And you know what I see? I see J-Hop fucking popping something in his fucking elbow during his next start for the Blue Jays in a meaningless game. Yeah, Shapiro, fuck. Whatever, fuck. Kenny Fong. What's up, Kenny? See, Kenny's consistent. Live from Morency Sports Studios in downtown Toronto, Ontario. It's the late night anger management class. Tonight's guest, Jeff Feinberg, big man on campus. Quicken Loans Golf Talk, Major League Baseball, NFL, World Cup, and more. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. So I was driving in from Cleveland today, and we welcome Jeff Feinberg to the fold. What's going on, Feinberg?
Gabe, I've been waiting a couple days to ask you this, and I'm sure you probably have noticed, but maybe you haven't, at which case you're going to laugh really hard, I think. But if this bid is 2 weeks old to you, I'm sorry. But is that Argentina coach not Clam Chowder?
It's a good call. You know what? No, we haven't heard this one before.
Does he not have a lot of clam chowder in him?
He's a successful sort of, yeah. If clam chowder was, with all due respect, normal, I don't know. I don't know how I could fucking put this. Yes, if clam chowder, you're right. Like if clam chowder was like fucking, you know.
Yes, Phil just had had a full, yeah.
That's a good call, Feinberg. That's a good call.
It's been bugging me. Like every time I'd see the guy, like he looks like someone. Like who the fuck does this guy remind me of? And then it finally hit me. Dude's clam chowder.
I love that the soccer coaches, dude, like their personalities, the best fuck. Like one of the dudes, the fucking Nigerian coach wears jeans. He's got like fucking, he's just wearing like a pair of jeans and shit. The German coach looks like he's fucking, he couldn't be any more German, right? He just looks like a hipster with the tight t-shirt. The fucking
even the Iranian coach endeared himself to me, and I don't really hope many good things. Well, I don't mind the soccer.
You're Jewish. You endeared yourself. Yeah, dude, the Iranian coach is Dutch, I think. That's why.
No, but whatever. There's just the football players in Iran. They got no, they're just, stuck in the middle of a lot of bullshit. But yeah, no, even
I'll tell you what, this is what's beautiful about the World Cup, Jeff, in that. And you know what? I got a little choked up when I watched it. I'm not going to lie. It was great. It was Israeli TV, and they're at the World Cup, and they were outside the Iranian game, man. And all these Iranian fans came up to them and fucking said, "We love you. We hug you. Fucking don't let our governments fucking, it's not true everything that you hear." And it was fucked up, man. And it's a great piece. It was on Israeli television, the biggest like sports guy. And he was standing there, and there were all these people holding Iranian flags with Israelis and shit like that. The power of soccer, Feinberg.
Yeah. There it is.
Jeff's not buying it.
No, I agree.
They want to destroy us.
I don't want to lose. I don't want to lose the clam chowder as the Argentine.
Listen, the best part is that Argentinian coach. The word was the federation took power away from him from deciding the lineup. And I don't know if you noticed today when they won, like he didn't celebrate with the players. He ran right off the pitch. And of course, we got to bring up Maradona now. So let's just start with Maradona's day. Fuck. Before the game starts, he's dancing with the Nigerian chick. So I don't know if you saw that. He was like fucking humping against her and shit, grinding against her. So he's, I don't know who that lady was. So she was for Nigeria, but she was decked out of Nigeria shit. He's humping this Nigerian chick. Then the match starts. He looks like he did about an 8-ball a blow.
Oh, yeah.
I know everyone says he's fucking clean now. He's not clean. So he fell off the wagon. So
you can't fool you, Morency.
What's that?
I'm just saying, like, what it looks like when somebody...
You're not fooling me, exactly. Dude, did you see him when they scored? He went like this.
Yeah, and then he threw
he snorted up. He looked like Chuck Liddell in that Coke video when he was all like, remember that video? It's a great video of Chuck Liddell. He's in the crowd at a UFC event. He's like, fucking Maradona, and he looked like he was going to have a heart attack. Then at halftime, he fell asleep. Right before the half, he passed out. And I was like, oh, fuck, the booze is kicking in. I imagine, Jeff, I've been there. Hot Russia day. It's humid as fuck. He's in his late 50s. He's fucking drunk. He's humping fucking Nigerian girls all day. Suddenly he's asleep at the half. Nigeria ties the game. He nearly has a heart attack. Now, Argentina wins the game. He gives the fans the double bird. Then after about 5 minutes later, there's a video of Maradona in which he needs help walking into the suite after. And in the video, you see him collapse on a couch. And now we understand he's in the hospital. So we hope he's all right.
Hope so.
Fucking like I said earlier, Jeff, like I think Maradona took Putin up on the offer to bring your own cocaine. And I like the best part of this is too, Maradona got in trouble for smoking a cigar in the stadium.
Oh, that's too good.
Yeah, it's like you guys told people you could bring heroin, cocaine, and marijuana into the country, and you're upset about Maradona smoking a cigar? like really? That's so. Yeah, anyone knows? Let us know. The best was his buddy eating food. You're right. Watch the video, Spenny Mac, too. The best are the waiters. There's like workers in the suite, and they're like looking at Maradona like, holy fuck, man, is this guy dying? And they're trying to look all composed. Like you said, one of the guys just starts eating. And I don't know who the fucking idiot was that fucking filmed that and shit. Like one of Maradona's buddies films him looking wasted, fucking falling onto a couch and shit. Maradona bought it from the Athletic Square of Peru. Yeah, they did, Ghetto. No shit, Ghetto. I word of no lie. I swear to God. I swear to God. They said, Russia said, you can bring weed, heroin, or cocaine to Russia for the World Cup with you as long as you have a medicinal letter. No. And you have to tell them at the airport in advance. So you show up at the airport, you tell them, listen, I've got like 2 ounces of weed on me, fuck. And supposedly you are all right, but I think it was a trap to get you in the gulag or something. I wouldn't be bringing any drugs to Russia with me if, hell, I didn't bring any drugs to Montreal with me the other day. let alone motherfucking Russia doctors. I like to know, too, where are you getting a doctor's note for heroin or cocaine? Yeah, my doctor says I need to do an 8-ball of blow a day. All right, Jeff, so we'll get into the golf here in a second, but of course, you know, people only retweet stupid, sensationalistic shit or negative shit all the time. I tweeted out a story a couple hours ago that's actually fucking massive, Jeff, and no one seemed to care. I know you're a big football guy, so I think you'll understand how big this is, but the National Football League, and listen, for safety standpoint, this is actually a very good move. We rip the NFL a lot, but basically now, I don't know if you saw this. This only came out a couple hours ago, but there's a new tackling rule in the NFL. Ejection standards. Any player who lowers his helmet to establish a body posture prior to initiating and making contact with the helmet will be ejected. So do you understand what that means, Jeff?
That's like the college rule?
That's no. It's no hit to the head. Any tackle. Like, so you know how every fucking DB fucking just goes down now? Everybody just puts their head down and sort of, you know, they go like this. I'm not talking about a headshot. You must now wrap up. You can't put your helmet down into the chest of a quarterback anymore. There's no more. Like they fundamentally, I know people, listen, people are going to freak out when they actually wake up and see this. I don't know. I guess I'm the only one that cares about this now because I guarantee it. There's going to be a million fucking penalties and ejections in the first couple of weeks. They're fundamentally changing the way players tackle. There's a demonstrative video that I tweeted out that the NFL has released. Player delivering the blow has an unobstructed path to his opponent. Contact was clearly avoidable. Player delivering the blow had other options. And now there's a video here. And basically what it is you can no longer tackle with your helmet. So when somebody's coming at you, you cannot put your head down and put it in their stomach, put it in their chest. It's no longer, you just put the head in the helmet in a headshot. You can no longer go like this. It's very simple. You can no longer go like this. You can't do that. You cannot go down in that position and fucking like do the old Goldberg fucking spear. You know what I mean?
Gabe,
it must be with the shoulder. You cannot do it anymore. And I don't know. Like, I don't know how these players are going to change how they tackle overnight.
the big concern, annoyingly so, is going to affect someone like you from the betting perspective, because this is like a lot. Every play can be argued. There's a lot of gray area there, and it's almost like the league taking control back. Yeah, they're changing tackling. Sure, but I don't know. It's like they're trying to get a little control back too from the gambling in some silly way, because you could control a game with it it almost feels like holding. Like you could find that on every play. It just seems like this seems like a huge gray area with what I've read.
No, but to me, this is good. This is good. This isn't an instance of pussy football. The fact of the matter is, this is why people get hurt now in the National Football League, man. You're not supposed to tackle with your head, okay? The human brain and neck was not designed as a tackling tool. That's why you have arms. That's why you have legs. That's why you wrap up. That's why, you know what I mean? That's why you learn how to tackle. Nobody tackles now. Everybody just throws their head first, and then everyone's shocked after and wonders why They have fucking concussions and fucking vertebrae breaks and neck issues and fucking all this shit. So basically, it goes back to the way it used to be. Dick Butkus didn't lead with his head, Jeff. Dick Butkus would fucking put his shoulder in you. He'd wrap you up. Deacon Jones. Like all these guys now, when they come at a quarterback, they launch, right? So they'll come flying in and sort of put their head down and boom, what a hit right into the fucking sternum or the ribs or whatever. And people think it's a good hit. But you're supposed to do it with the shoulder. So like basically they're telling players in the NFL now, learn how to fucking tackle, okay? That's not tackling what you're doing. You're just hurting each other. And we're doing this for your own safety. So I've been one of these people, fuck Goodell this and Candy Ash that. This is not an instance. This is a great move. And I'm actually shocked that Roger Goodell has done something so smart and so safe for the players, to be honest with you. I got to fucking applaud them.
I'm ready for football. I'll tell you that much.
And I'll tell you, if you guys really do care about football, then this is a move. This is a good move because the sport of football is not going in the right direction right now, okay? As far as safety is concerned. Participation is an all-time fucking low. We see the poor kid at Washington State. Guy's 21 years old, man. He killed himself. The quarterback, do you see that?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what his brain said? They just showed his brain study. He had the brain of a 65-year-old man. 20-year-old quarterback from the headshots. How's that possible? Like, there's a serious problem, okay, in football. Like, we can say it's candy ass or whatever. There won't be a National Football League in 20 years at this rate. Like, there's a severe problem. And I know nobody gives a shit because we don't play. It's not our brains. But if you love the game, then this is a great move to help save the game of football. And it'll actually lead to great tackles because these motherfuckers don't know how to tackle anymore. And that's why games go over the numbers so much. People think the games go over all the time because they throw the ball so much. A lot of it is to do. Look at the CFL now. No one can fucking tackle. No one tackles, fuck. And the CFL guys tackle better than the NFL guys do. But we'll get back to the NFL rule stuff after. So let's jump into the Quicken Loans here right now. First thing that caught my eye was, holy fuck, man. Tiger Woods is actually the second betting choice to win this thing, which goes to show the field's a little light, isn't it?
Field's a little light. Tiger and Ricky got Quicken Loans sort of sponsor relationships. So that goes to maybe the reason that they are there. Yeah, feels like Tiger, new putter in the practice today, a mallet putter. One of the first times he's ever used, we've seen him use one of those, assuming he'll probably stick with it when the tournament begins. So that's also something to think about. We know his putters kind of abandoned him. And, I mean, it's a real short number for Fowler. In many ways, you could say it resembles, what happened with Dustin in Memphis when he sort of swamped the field. But Ricky's no Dustin. I'm a Ricky fanboy. He hasn't won since last, I guess it would have been a year ago, March at the Honda. I expect he can win all the biggest tournaments. So if he wins this one, it wouldn't shock me. But it's hard to convince you to go to the window with a guy who doesn't bring that much.
Guy that hasn't won in a fucking year. And he's
I mean, it's just he doesn't have a lot of win equity. He doesn't bring a lot of win equity to the table, Gabe. But a step behind those guys, 22 to 1 for me is Francesco Molinari. He won that BMW event in Europe a couple weeks ago, followed that up with the second place in Italy. He made the cut at the U.S. Open. In my opinion, he's playing in the best career form, the best form of his career on a course that really suits his game. Molinari. Some people can like Kyle Stanley, who's the defending champ here, but I believe Molinari just overall brings more to the table from that next group. So Molinari from the top is the guy, if anybody, that I'm eyeing to bet.
The guys that so you like Molinari here. Yeah, Stanley, the fact that he won last year puts me off. JB Holmes always screws me. I don't trust Hal the third. Which leads me into a guy that I had on DraftKings last week and actually won some money on DK playing golf. I don't know what it is, Jeff. Fuck. I never win playing baseball. I've won golf like 3 out of the last 4 weeks. I had 455 points. Bo Hostler.
Yep.
Bo Hostler's 30 to 1. Man, this guy's fucking playing some real solid, consistent golf.
Playing really well. I shouldn't even say Weasel, found himself into a second place last week.
Weasel his way into a second.
No, I don't know. He just, because.
How do you weasel your way into a second place?
Well, no, I guess it just sort of felt like all of a sudden, Casey just sort of fell back to a point. I think it was like a 3 or 4 way tie at 14
yeah,
under.
no, I know what you mean. He
second.
Sort of fell ass backwards.
Yeah, he made a couple birdies at the end. Casey in the heat of it, like, big choke job. And all of a sudden, Bo Hostler splitting, a second place check. I'm a big fan of this guy. I don't know if the course is exactly a suit set for him, but he's been playing really well. I got nothing bad to say. I think a couple sneaky picks is also the young Chilean wonder kid, Joaquin Nyman, in that 35-40 to 1 range, just behind there.
All right, our boy Spenny Mac, who's a great golf capper, he says he likes Lingmerth. Any opinion on Lingmerth?
Oh, I'd say Lingmerth always kind of plays well here. It's something's up with David Lingmerth when you can bet him at 50 to 1, because it's usually double or even more than that most weeks. So he's got a good course history. He can be a good first round leader. I don't know. I'm not there. And that 50 to 1 range, a guy like Gary Woodland kind of really suits me better. Even Siwoo Kim is someone that I would be eyeing.
All right, so Massler's got a couple of guys who want to ask you about Afra Barnrat.
Always a fan, like Barnrat. He will probably make my final 6-pack. Got him at 35 to 1 earlier in the week. He's down to 30. I'm a sucker for this guy. We had a good week at the U.S. Open. I think he finished 35th. A lot of big names really got blown out of there. He's committed to playing on the PGA Tour. I think an event like this can work for him.
You asked about Byung-Hun An.
Yeah, no, I just mentioned An.
Like him. You mentioned Woodland as well.
Yeah.
You mentioned
all these guys.
All the guys pretty much you mentioned he's got here. He's brought out. He asked about Barnrat, Byung-Hun An, Woodland, Neiman, and Lovemark. Yeah,
no, those are all really strong guys. All of them considering to be on my 6-pack. My 6-pack is really going to consist of guys in that. Well, some of them have dropped to the 30s, but that mid 30s to the 50 to 1 range is that area that I think is really attackable this week. And yeah, even Lugmark, a lot of metrics really seem to be pointing to him to it working out for him this week. But that's the odds range that an event like this I'm really going to be attacking. Yeah, so
I'm looking here too. I'm like, okay, can we get any further? But as soon as Lingmerth at 50, Hadley fucking sucks. Fuck, I don't know if he sucks, but he always seems to suck when I take him.
Yeah, I've been a sucker for him for a while. If he finally pops, I'll be really annoyed. Again, kind of like Lingmerth, the number, it's like, oh my God, they must have a feeling that he's going to have a really good week. It's a short course. It's difficult. You keep the ball in play, you'll have opportunities. It's not very forgiving if you get off the beaten path. That's why I sort of like Francesco with the course comp to him winning over at Wentworth a couple weeks ago. The crazy thing is, though, a lot of guys that were mentioned, I don't know who you mentioned, but he mentioned a few of those golfers that we all like. They all kind of have something in common. They're not the greatest putters in the world. If they get hot with the putter, they're incredibly dangerous. But on the putting greens, this place can be pretty forgiving. Kyle Stanley, crazy enough, Gabe, won here last year with negative strokes gained putting. Just an incredible feat. And guys like Neiman, like Woodland, like Ann, sort of fall right into that range for me. I don't know. They're not the strongest putters in the world, but they attack so many pins that hopefully enough things will fall their way.
All right. So I know that CT Pan didn't have a great Travelers Championship, but pretty good player. I'm seeing him at 75 to 1. What about fucking CT Pan for a T20 finish?
Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of love on the internet for CT Pan. I'd rather throw my love at the same price range for Annabon Lahiri, who can real get hot with those irons and showed flashes of how hot he gets with his irons last week. Really coming into form, a short course that really suits him. I'm not against CT Pan, but I would look to Peak Lahari, and it would be total golf Twitter, for everyone to love CT Pan last week, call him a loser this week, and him have a hot week.
Exactly.
So, I wouldn't be shocked at all if he has a great week. If you liked him last week, this course, you could argue, suits him maybe a little bit better in the field. You look at this field. Yeah, I think, if Ricky wants to play his best golf, he's probably going to win. But a top 20, a nice paycheck is there here, for most guys is here, much more attainable this week. So the T20, I think, is very live for a guy like CT Pan. And I don't even think that's going on a limb.
CT Pan T20 pays plus 300, plus 3.
Yeah. So they kind of have a feeling, they're not getting suckered. They know this field sucks, and making a top 20 isn't exactly the biggest accomplishment. So a lot of guys can do it. If CT Pan's paying 300, they're not being tricked, it seems.
Well, just to prove my versatility and my knowledge here, Jeff, it seems to me that I like this, the Open de France, the French Open.
Yeah.
The French Open this week. Nice field here, but this is very intriguing. Didn't realize this. This is where the Ryder Cup's going to be in 3 months.
Yes, exactly.
Of course, something to keep your eye on here this week.
Very exciting, and that's why you sort of look at that front end of that board. You see a lot of
big fucking names here, man.
Yeah, a lot of excuse me, a lot of guys that should be.
Justin Thomas playing over there, an American going over here for this.
Yeah, I guess he's trying to get a look. Apparently, he's sick. I don't know. He showed some text exchange he was having with his grandmother. He's fighting something, and he's on some strong antibiotics. Yeah, I don't know. Do they, Justin they'll treat him a lot kinder this week than they will in a few. Hopefully they won't be yelling at it, get in the bunker. But yeah, you see this thing, Gabe. A lot of these guys who are going to, pretty safe on the European Ryder Cup teams, your Fleetwoods, your Roms, your Garcias, but then a handful of guys that are going to be battling for it. Your Rafa.
This is the ultimate show. They can show, hey, look, this is the course we're playing on. I can play here.
If you're a fringe player and you can show Coach Thomas Bjorn that you're a horse for the course, something to watch. Graham McDowell's won twice here, Gabe. Let's say he goes and has another fantastic week. He might not be in the greatest form overall, but he keeps coming here in bad form and has great weeks. Maybe you consider him for the Ryder Cup if he's going to, we see it every week on the PGA Tour. Guys that are having shitty years show up to places that they suck, and they seem to be playing well. But no, a really exciting field, and this is an absolutely beautiful course. If you catch yourself watching it, it wouldn't take long to notice.
Where's the course?
Yeah, it's in Paris, France. It's Le Golf National. Obviously, it's probably going to be playing. I guess though, it's just another test run for itself. But Sergio Garcia, I think, could be a sneaky pick. Sort of forgotten right now. A lot of people are eyeing him maybe to win an Open Championship, but wouldn't shock me one bit if he sneaks his way into this one.
Yeah, I'm looking right now. Beautiful course. This course, Jeff. This course, all right, wait, it's confusing because of Golf National. Give me fucking Golf National. Fuck, I got pictures of Doral, Golf National.
Yeah. Nope.
Paris. Here it is, Paris. So yeah, I'm looking right now. So it's a European links course, right? Fully links. Is there anything like? Is it just pure links? Is there anything we should know? Like, I don't see a fucking single tree out here.
No, it's got incredibly thick rough from every time
mountains and shit. Yeah, it looks fucking nice.
Yeah, no, it's quite beautiful.
Big greens, man.
A lot of these good European players have been coming to this event for a couple years because as soon as this place got the call to host this one. But Sergio, Ian Poulter, I think could be a sneaky play this week as well. It sort of suits his style. Fleetwood won last year. McDowell's won here a couple times.
Cabrera Bello's the guy that jumps off the page at me at 20.
No, he was going to be in the next name that I sort of mentioned. There's a trend with the guys that have won here since the European Tour has come here, is they seem to be accuracy types. So that's why I guess Garcia, a Poulter, a Rafa Cabrera Bello, I don't know, wouldn't get too fancy. Those are the guys that are sort of that I would look at in that top tier.
Jeff Feinberg. All right, Jeff. So any closing thoughts with the golf? I'll just throw a couple of things at you before we let you go. So Quicken Loans, 1 or 2 players, just so we throw in all these names, it gets confusing for everyone.
Yeah.
1 or 2 players if guys are going to the window with, and then same thing for the French Open.
Yeah, if you like, if favorites are sort of your thing, if you like playing near the top of the card, Francesco Molinari, he's going to be my one and done this week. That's who I'll be playing. If I'm backing it up a little bit, I'd be staring at Siwoo Kim. And if for a long shot, if we're going even farther, James Hahn, if someone needs triple digits. In Paris, Sergio and Poulter are really all I got out of Paris.
All right, and when's the next major? On the 19th of July?
Yeah, it's coming up, Gabe. You're actually going to see a few events in a row where these European events get pretty strong. It's a fun little run. It starts here in Paris, then they have the Irish Open, then the Scottish Open. So we're going to see some strong fields coming up for the next little bit over in Europe as little by little more North American or PGA Tour based players will start to
It's the European time of the year now, you're saying, generally, yeah.
Well, yeah, you just see a few guys. I know, like, that Scottish Open gets a lot of big names, but the Irish next week, I know John Rahm will still be playing in that. I believe Rory's there, a lot of the big Ireland guys. So, yeah, it's just that time of year, and it's the Open Championship Series where guys can qualify, not necessarily even winning these tournaments. They can qualify for spots in the Open Championship. So it's a big deal.
All right. So before we let you go, I was talking about Josh Donaldson's situation. Going to be evaluated in 3 weeks. They really fucked this up because now you can't trade him. You got to hang on to him, and you're not going to be re-signing him. So in other words, they're not going to get anything back.
No, I agree. But the only thing listen, I was screaming from the rooftop just to trade him at the beginning of the year. Because what if he didn't have a good year? That being said, with the way some free agents, the market usually, got hot for a couple of them, but it stayed cold for a few of them. So what would Josh Donaldson's market be worth? Maybe he, I don't know. Maybe
he's worth after he's leaving and signing somewhere else, right?
But what's he worth? What sort of contract is he getting this year?
Tough. I don't know. Since he's hurt now, it's tough. It really is.
So Josh Donaldson maybe wants to take like a 1-year deal and come back to I'm just saying, I don't know. It's gone so far the other way that maybe the Jays are in play with the future of Josh Donaldson. And that could be a bad thing. I'm not saying that's a good thing.
Maybe it's not even – that's what I'm saying. Maybe the Jays were right in the sense that, you know what, we know he's popular, but we can't be on the hook with this guy. He's going to start to get hurt. But then they waited too long, right? Again, they sort of fucked themselves. They were right.
They should have traded him before the year, but now that it's gone so far the other way and maybe his value – his market value has regressed to the point that the Jays do sort of try to get him because there's no way, Gabe. There's no way Josh Donaldson at his age off pretty much a couple years of lots of injuries is getting that like 6-year, 7-year, 8-year huge money deal. He might have to take like a 2-year, $38 million deal or something. I know he plays the same position as Vlad Guerrero. In my opinion, I don't think Vlad Guerrero is going to play third base when all said and done. Just look at him. He's going to be a first baseman. Am I wrong? Like, I see Vlad in the end being –
might be a fucking DH before too long.
Okay, maybe, but I just don't see people being like, you got to get Josh out of here because he plays the same position as Vlad.
No, you're right. You're a good call with first base. He's not active enough for left field. So yeah, good call with first base.
But I'm just saying this Donaldson thing's gone so far the other way. What is his contract going to be? And then maybe at that point the Jays are in on a 2-year, $38 million, $36 million, 1 year, $20 million because he thinks he's still a superstar and wants to come back and prove it on a 1-year deal. Because I think we both agree that big multi-year deal that a few years ago he thought would be a percentages less than Machado's or whatever. That's gone. That's a pipe dream. He's like, it's not even comparable anymore.
Oh, yeah, it's not happening. And we should know Clemens' kid, I believe, is a third baseman too.
Yeah, so I'm just saying, I don't know. We saw last year that.
Well, who knows with Guerrero? His position's the least of their concern, really.
Yeah, no.
They'll figure it out. He'll naturally settle in, probably first base. It wouldn't shock me if they fucking said, you know what, let's fight, because he's got a cannon for an arm, right? So they might say, all right, let's fucking throw him in left if it's not too much of a disaster. We'll see. You know, that'll play itself out. That's not a concern. Listen, they've got some nice young talent. So let me ask you. So, listen, Jay Happ's a fucking stud, and I'll be the first one to criticize.
Oh, he's got to go.
Yeah, like when they signed him, I was like, fuck you. You let Price go, and you got Jay Happ. Come on, Price is better than Happ. I got to tip my.
Listen, and the fact that this Donaldson thing's gone so far up the fucking shitter, you could.
Well, that makes Happ like fuck this one up. So.
You got to trade him.
If the Yankees offer you fucking something good, are you taking it? For Happ, you have to.
In a heartbeat.
I mean, there's this shit. Oh, you can't trade him in a division. What do you give a shit? Fuck, you're 18 moves back. Fuck, you know what I mean?
Dave, they could even pull a Yankees. It's not even unforeseeable. If they really like J.A. Happ, offer him a long-term contract if he's a free agent. I don't know. But trade him. He's got amazing numbers against the Red Sox. The Yankees should obviously really want him. Yeah. You see the market.
You get a good prospect for him. You could get like, you could get maybe two. You could get not quite the blue chip guy, but when you're building a franchise, that's how you build a winning team.
Yeah, man. No, you gotta stack a bunch of B's and C's to yeah. No, Houston.
Yeah, like so I saw someone saying, "Oh, the Yankees for Gleyber Torres." They're not giving you fucking Torres.
No.
Settle down. You're getting a fucking minor league prospect. You're getting a couple of prospects, but you know you can hit them for like their 7th best prospect, which isn't bad, right? You know that.
And the way just the league is shaking out, I mean, I don't know. J. Happ seems pretty decent commodity right now, and if there's a bunch of teams that are going to want him, apparently Seattle's calling for him. Again, I mentioned it. It seems to be part of every story. His head-to-head Red Sox stats got to make him attractive to the Yankees, just on that alone. Because
that's the whole key right there. Exactly.
Yeah.
You want to hold that. Like I said, every start now you got to be concerned. Shit, look, we're moving in on July 1st this weekend.
No,
the commercials for the All-Star game have started.
He pitched a great game versus the Astros. You could shut him down as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Jeff. Every time you roll them out now, it's hold your breath time. Like if I was the Jays, I said this today on the show. I said I'd put it out there that we're taking calls now. It's time. We're taking calls. You want to be the first to the punch, offer something good. And if you're the Jays, that's how you play it. Get the bidding war going. Yeah. Let it out there with the other GMs and say, listen, we're willing to trade them tomorrow. So, you know, we're open for business. And then you just say, listen, we've already got a good offer from Seattle. So if you guys want to match it, and then let it play out for the next fucking week or so. You're probably going to have to bite the bullet and throw them out there one more time. But not really. They won't do this because they don't think like that. They're not as paranoid as we are. But I would just shut them down too. I just say, listen, fuck, we're trading you in the next 10 days. Chill out.
Yeah. He pitched a great game against the defending champion, one of the other playoff teams. Like that's it. It's over. Like to me, he shouldn't have to pitch again.
The Jays can still win the wild card. They cannot win the wild card. They're 11 games out of the wild card, bro. They're 11 games out. You really think the Boston Red Sox and the New York Yankees are fucking collapsing?
Your only hope is Seattle, but I don't even care. Who cares? So they get to play one game against Boston and lose 11-2.
Any off team. Wake up, guys.
Yeah,
There's a better chance that fucking I win the Boston Marathon and they make the playoffs. Fuck. All right, they're not making.
No. They're just not good enough. They're not good enough.
No. They're an average team. They're not a bad team. They're not a good team. They're an average team.
Yeah, and I'll say this. I mean, their record is better than I would have guessed it if you would have told me that Donaldson's played this amount of games and their starting pitching outside of Hap is all pitching worse than their career norms. Every single one of those guys has not been the average pitchers that they've been in the past, from Estrada to Sanchez and Stroh. Like, they haven't gotten career norms out of anybody outside of Hap. And they're going to get, when the season's over, 72 games out of Donaldson? Maybe?
Fuck, look who's in the chat. You don't see the chat, Jeff. Our boy Hainzer's in the chat.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. What up, Hainzer?
Hainzer was messaging me earlier, making fun of Cohen for remembering how Cohen didn't know anything about the Chilean miners story when it was happening. He's so caught up in, a Pittsburgh Pirates game.
I'm actually wrong, too, because I got you on right now. It's funny because I was bitching about the media earlier on Twitter, and Hainzer is like, oh, HSR, we're all family forever. I fucking responded back to him. I said, let's not over-romanticize anything. I haven't spoken to people from HSR in years. Then I realized, well, you're on tonight. I fucking spoke to Garner today, and I see Cam every day. But so yeah, I guess. But you know what it was? You remember the talk show host Mike Richards?
Yes.
The guy who was on TSN Radio.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, he did a video today in which he's basically ripping TSN.
On Twitter, he did this?
No, he did it on YouTube. Like, he's got a podcast. So he did a show on what happened to him with TSN. And it was actually I'll send you the link if you want. It's very inside baseball shit. And you would know the names better than I would. Jeff McDonald.
Oh, yeah. Robert Gray.
Like, he went down the TSN radio guys and basically had all cowards and liars and how he had cancer and he had chemo and they fucking fucked him over. And about how Michael Landsberg and Dave Naylor are liars and how he has proof. He played a tape about how it's very, now listen, does he come across as a disgruntled guy? A little bit. You know what I mean? Like, listen, they don't owe you anything. So, they let you go. But it's funny, just the names, and it's really behind the scenes shit. And he's not yelling and ranting. He's a smart guy, Mike Richards. So it's well spoken, and he's not even insulting them. Like, he said that he likes Landsberg and Naylor, but this is what happened. And he goes down like how they sort of – and I don't feel sorry for him at all. Because like I said, people always take jobs with these companies and then act surprised when these companies fire them. So, you're on your own with that, buddy. But it's funny, too, because I used to be a regular on the Mike Richards show all the time when he was on The Fan in Calgary, but the second he was on TSN in Toronto. So I didn't really realize this, Jeff. You know what the TSN radio fucking ratings are right now in Toronto?
Oh, they're garbage.
They're fucking, they're 0.6.
Yeah.
0.6. Like, I have more trolls right now than they have listeners. 0.6.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
That's what they spend money for Naylor and Landsberg on. And fucking Brian Haynes and all that bullshit that they have on the air. They're getting a 0.6, bro. Like, we've had more people watching in the last 58 minutes than they've had listening in all morning type shit.
Isn't that incredible? It's weird.
Like, how incompetent can that company be, bro?
I don't know, man. They throw a lot of money into it. They'll advertise the station during Leaf games, during Raptor games.
Yeah, like Big Will says. Yeah, they're giving the Leaf smoke guy. Dart guy's got a show now. Like, yeah, that's great, right? You know what I mean? Come on, fuck.
Yeah.
0.1 in the morning for Landsberg.
And listen,
I bet you Landsberg's ratings would be better if I was ever on his show.
The Dart guy.
You know how many times I've been on Michael Landsberg's radio show? 0.
That's weird.
It's kind of strange that I was on TSN television 2 times a fucking week. Dude, TSN radio refused to put me on the air.
They're-
It's funny. Like, they actually just fucking refuse. Even Landsberg's turned his back on me.
Gabe, also, I'll go a little inside on my thing because, well, firstly, my experience there's such trash that I'm sure you've heard the story. I found out I was fired there from Richard Deitch. Told me I
In Sports Illustrated, or
no, like
contacted you to say what happened to the layoff? What do you mean? What happened?
like I had Deitch booked for the next day. And before I went to bed, just like a producer, I just reached out to confirm we're still good for tomorrow. And then the morning, he reached out to me to tell me that a guy telling him that he's the new producer for the show reached out to him.
Wow. See, that's that dude. That's what Mike Richards' beef was. Mike Richards said in the video, listen, and I believe him too. Richards is a stand-up guy. He said, I've been in the radio industry for 30 years. He goes, I'm not talking about getting fired, but he goes, I had cancer. I'm going to chemo. And at the same time, they were secretly putting Landsberg and Naylor together. And they said to him exactly same thing. This is how he caught them. They said to Mike Richards, this is a really tough decision, but we've just decided we're going to go with Naylor and Landsberg in the morning. And we're going to move you to the afternoon. We're not firing you, which was bullshit. They really were. So they said they just came up with this. So get this. First radio show, Landsberg and Naylor are on in the morning, their first ever broadcast. Michael Landsberg says to Dave Naylor, so it's our first ever morning show. Well, what's the rest of your day like? And he goes, well, actually, my kid has a dentist appointment. And he goes, it's funny because it's really hard. It's a specialty dentist. And it's really hard to get this dentist. And we got this appointment 2-3 months ago. And it was amazing to me because of the date. And he goes, you and I both know we knew how big this date was going to be. Ha, ha, ha. So they knew 3 months in advance. They didn't tell Richards until fucking 2.5 months in type shit. Boom, lied to his face about it and shit, right? Why do they do that? Why don't they just say, listen, we're fucking firing you and we're putting these guys on? But no. Like you said, they don't have the courage to tell you at that fucking place.
I wish I played it all so differently though. At that point, I should have just called in sick for a week. I don't know.
No, for the record, I have nothing against Michael Landsberg. I'm not whatever. I'm not, people are like, oh, you thought I was close with him. Well, I was on TV with him. I'm not going to lie. I mean, I've been to Michael Landsberg's house, so obviously I'm more than just a guest to him. He's invited me to his home, which I don't think he's invited everyone to his home. So
no, but I thought you were to Landsberg what sort of Lawrence and Dave were to you.
Well, I was on television, right?
Yeah, but wouldn't you think
I was on constantly, constantly.
But that's what I mean. You were part of a sort of small rotation of guys that would come on every 2.5-3 weeks tops and do the show. And you would think that, on radio, why the fuck would they care if you're on? And on television, if someone cared, you could see why things would get stopped.
My guess is that Landsberg said, why don't we get Morency on as a guest? And he was immediately told early that that's not an option.
I believe it.
Yeah. And to be honest, Dave Naylor did the same thing to me, too. Dave Naylor used to just be a writer in Ottawa, right? Dave Naylor used to cover the Ottawa Senators, for fuck's sake, and come on my show in Montreal. He used to call in on his own. Hey, Gabe, just listening to the show, driving back to Ottawa after the hockey game here. And you know what I mean? Man, Dave Naylor came on my show probably about 150 fucking times, man. The second he got that radio, and he used to come on TV with me even, on the fantasy even, dude. The second any TV show over the years I've had, Naylor would always come on. I always had a good relationship with him. I don't have a bad relationship with him now. But the second he got that radio show, same shit. He never talked to me ever again. So it's hard for me to respect these people. That Hannah chick, fuck. You remember the Hannah chick?
At TSN?
Yeah, she was at Fantasy, actually, I guess, after. Fuck.
Not really.
She's at TSN. Now, she stopped following me. Like the only one of TSN that's really not scared to even like be associated or even like pretend they know me now is Laura Dykin. Like she, very, very interesting. But I'll send you the link to the Mike Richards shit. It's funny just about how big a fuck.
I'll find it because I will know some of. I'll know the names will come to me, and I know they're fucking dicks. I knew they're.
Settle down, Haynes. That's the whole thing. Like Cam drops that shit that he's blackballed from radio. Cam's on a Cam Oakley show on a mainstream news network. That's not being blackballed from radio. I am not blackballed from radio. I am blackballed from TSN radio. Like, I hate that excuse shit. Oh, we're fucking blackballed. Everyone hates us. It's not fair. I'm not saying that. I don't even want to work for TSN, and I'd get fired if I worked for TSN. I'm not one of these fucking people. I don't want to be there. Like, people misconstrue this. Like, oh, I'm blackballed from them. No, I'm not crying about it, and I don't want to be there. I'm just stating facts. But the Landsberg thing did bother me just because I did think that we were a little tighter than evidently we were.
Yeah.
I think that's what that comes down to. But yeah, this fucking blackball. I'm not black. What are you talking? Yeah. Haynes, yeah, I'm blackballed from radio. I host a fucking national radio show in the United States with 45,000 listeners a day. I guess that I don't think you know the definition of blackball, bro.
I just don't know. I don't know what they. I don't know what they could. TSN Radio could even do. Like it's like
they could hire entertaining people.
I guess, yeah. I guess I don't know.
Almost like they want to fail. That's the thing that gets me. It's like I guess evidently they want to fail.
I don't know.
Whatever, dude. I don't give a shit. Fuck them. Let them fail. Fuck. Every time you drive by that parking lot in Scarborough, man, there's less and less cars in that parking lot, bro.
I'll say this, man. I was like the producing when like fucking Jeff O'Neill did his first like Leafs lunch and radio hits. He came in reeking of fucking booze every single day. Every day. At least for the first little bit. I'm not kidding. I'll swear I'm Philip Rivers ACL. Like that's how like I'm telling the truth. But I don't know, he's actually been pretty good. And McLennan was actually one of the few nice guys there. Hayes is always an asshole, but I don't know what they talk about.
Actually looks like a nice guy. He's got a nice guy face too.
Yeah, no, he actually was. But I kind of feel bad for McLennan and O'Neill because they're on this drive time show, and it's the summer, and you think they're going to break down the J.A. Happ trade? Like, they're hockey guys.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing.
They're in a bad spot. They're in a bad spot, like in NFL season, like Noodles or McLennan and O'Neill are who Hayes, I'm not the biggest fan of Hayes, but he has to have an NFL conversation with the guys at the table with them are two, hockey guys. So I don't know. No wonder that the ratings suck.
Canada blows. Canadian media side. Look, like where you're employed, I guess, you do videos for DraftKings, right?
Yeah.
An American company. Like I don't
based on what you say,
I don't make any money from any Canadian company.
And based on what you said, it kind of feels like more people might be watching Pat's videos than are listening to TSN radio by a long shot, probably.
Times fucking 75, like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Times 300% or something. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Like one video Pat Mayo does is like a week of their listeners.
I don't know. I bet you could get a commercial on TSN radio for like $17.
I'd probably say $5.
Or they kind of just like they have a price and just
do a package deal because they can't put on the street that they're selling shit for $2. So what they do is they'll give you like 200 fucking ads for 1,200.
Yeah. They know it's not worth it, but you're right. They can't tell you what they'd really take because it would just make them look really bad.
So look at this. Big Will saying TSN radio is the worst ratings out of any station in the past 30 years in Toronto. Jeff, the University of Toronto station, it basically, is like fucking It's not a lot of watts. You know what I mean?
But
It's
did
on
you?
the dial. You can get it in downtown Toronto, and like they have more listeners. Like Dykes on Mics, like the lesbian radio show, has more listeners than the Landsberg Morning Show does.
There it is.
Like that's it's amazing to me. But my thing is, and I'm not mocking him for it. Like I said, I got nothing against Landsberg. I'm not bitching about Landsberg. Not a rant about Landsberg. This is a rant about their fucking arrogance and management there. They're just a bunch of dipshits that fucking hire their buddies, protect their buddies. Look at the TSN soccer coverage. It fucking blows fuck, all right? I don't want to get mean and shit, whatever. It's tough for me because I know everyone. But, it's fucking garbage fuck. Blah, 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 blah. Let's hire our buddy fuck, right? It's always just hire your friend. I know the little fucking circle fuck. You know what I mean? You know the guys. Some of those guys were at the fucking network we were at before. Just a little click. Let's mail it in. Let's half-ass it. Let's mail it in. Fuck Morency. Let's mock anyone that actually cares too much. Fuck. Let's go out for beers after. More important to go to the tavern after and talk shit about our bosses and everyone than it is to do our fucking job properly. Right? They're all a bunch of fucking useless fucks, man. That's, my opinion.
No, you kind of hit the nail on the head.
Yeah. There it is. Jeff Feinberg. All right, people. So, hey, the Detroit Tigers blew another lead. Boom. Hey, we were on the Oakland Athletics. Because the Proline tipster. The tipster's not the same guy anymore.
I haven't heard that in a while.
Hey, guys, tipster here.
Yeah. Good
I like
time.
the tipster.
Yeah.
Who was the tipster? Fuck. It was,
I don't know.
I fucking met the guy. He told me I'm the tipster. Fuck. Me and Karen were all fucking coked up. We're like, hey, it's the tipster. Fuck. We got a picture with him. It was like the three of us with the tipster. It was funny. He's like, yeah, I don't really show my face, but big fan of you guys. I'm like, hey, you're the tipster. I was like, do the voice. He did it. Hey, guys, tipster here. It's fucking funny. I forget who was it. Fuck. That's why I got to write this fucking book. I really am starting to forget shit. Too much shit happens. Always good, Jeff. Thanks for the time.
Later, Gabe.
Yeah, TSN Radio suspended me. Fuck. They can fucking fuck them. Yeah, Haynes would be a good voice for the tipster. I see the OLG is sponsoring the Canadian Triple Crown too. Are they taking bets on it? No. All right. Of course, it's 1-1 Colorado, San Francisco right now. Dodgers are up 1-0. So, quite the stressful day today. Yeah. It's just been. Listen, like I tweeted, I like the guys. TSN Montreal. TSN Montreal they're good guys. I got no issues with them. Like each city sort of run differently. The Toronto one's the big fuck up. Winnipeg can blow me. Ottawa's never liked me. I don't even know if Ottawa still has. Do they even have a TSN Ottawa anymore? I don't know. Ottawa never liked me. Like even in the early days of Montreal. Ottawa's like, I know my smallest markets in Canada. Pretty much like, why do you think I've never done? I don't do shows there. Like Ottawa and Calgary, two cities that, I've got a few fans and shit, but I'm not ever like, oh, fuck, I owe these guys a show. I got to get out there, Pretty much Alberta as a whole. No offense, Alberta, but we're big in Vancouver. We're really big in St. John's, Newfoundland. Like my ratings were fucking big on TV in Newfoundland for some reason. I was big in Newfoundland. I'm big in Montreal. I always think that I'm forgotten about in Montreal, but I'm really not. Like, my numbers are always big in Montreal. I'm big in Quebec. Ontario's my biggest market. Vancouver's big. Maritimes is pretty good for me. Newfoundland is very big. United States, my biggest base is like upstate New York, like Western New York region. I saw like a graphic. I've seen like analytics of all this shit. So like California, New York, Nevada, Illinois, pretty much like the consistent ones. I have a lot of fucking listeners in Chicago and a lot of people on Twitter and shit. They're quiet. They don't like, they know, oh, I'm in Chicago now, but I have a lot of people in Chicago, man. Like even when we were in Vegas at the Road Rage and basketball, man, there were a bunch of guys from Chicago there. Bunch of people. Every time I'm in Vegas, fucking dudes always come up to me from Chicago. Hey, big fan, man. A lot of gamblers in Chicago, you know? Let's do a little roll check right now. Little geographical roll check. Where is everybody right now? Tell us where you're watching from. See, Colorado's in there. What up, man? What up, Colorado? We got some boys in Colorado. Tell me where everyone's from right now. So we got Michigan in the house, Surrey, BC, Montreal, Ottawa. I'm just saying no Ottawa. And there's K-Wolf. Alberta. I say no Alberta. Vancouver, Detroit. Yeah, Michigan. We got a lot of Michigan all the time. Dallas, Texas, Minneapolis, Halifax, Barrie, Andy in Montreal, Paradise, California, Dallas, Texas, Minnesota, Cleveland, Pittsburgh. You see, we're sort of the same boat here. Big man on campus, Kosovo. You notice we got a lot of Big Ten country. Detroit. See, we got a lot of Big Ten country. What up, Big Ten? I'm a Big Ten guy, fuck. Charlotte, North Carolina, Woodbridge, Ontario. Woodbridge, that's where all the mobsters are. Farmington Hills, Michigan. See a lot of Michigan. Go blue. Thanks, Ro. Albuquerque. What's up, Albuquerque? I like Albuquerque. Gary Avery. What up, Montreal? James Brathson. We got guys from all over the place. Yeah, I'm going to come out to Detroit sometime, Henry, for sure, man. I'm a big Michigan fan. I got to get out there. There's Al, Big Ten in Colorado. Harbaugh's going to do real well this year. Harbaugh's going to do real well this year. See, it's cool. It's a little roll call there. But pretty much all places, you know what I mean, in that bubble. North Carolina's another place. I know we got a lot of viewers in North Carolina. I was surprised because I always say I got no one in Washington, D.C., and I was in Vegas. This guy Andy showed up at the Rage, and he's like, man, I watch you every night, man. I'm from Washington, D.C. You always say there's no one in D.C. I'm in D.C. And we can all get together in Las Vegas. August 24th through 26th, we're going to be throwing it down. Of course, it's the fucking SBR, IFBC. It's going to be great. I'm going to be speaking. Going to be speaking live. Last year, my presentation was epic. If you want to see me sweat to death, that was fucking gold. I don't know how many of you guys saw that last year. It was my first video on SBR. The live fucking thing. I was up there, man. I was just sweating out fucking, man. I couldn't, it was fucking hot, man. I couldn't stop, fuck. Like they had to bring a towel up, fuck. I was dripping. I was fucking dripping. And I wasn't nervous sweat. It was like fucking hot, man. Costa Rica was all muggy in that fucking hotel and shit. Vegas, I'm expecting it to be a little cooler at the Golden Nugget. Yeah, I was sweating like a motherfucker talking about Lane Kiffin. Yeah, get an industrial fan. Man, it's supposed to be like fucking that's a good call, Van Fob. We should get like fucking bye Menon. Bye Menon. I should probably, it'll help if I don't drink the night before. I actually didn't get fucked up on a Thursday night before I spoke, but I did. I got kind of drunk. I was sweating out a lot of booze. Yeah, I can't give the FAU Owls again this year, can I? Fuck. The win total's 10.5. I'm going to have to come up with a new gem. Yeah, Michigan, Ontario. It's going to be motherfucking hot, man. I'm not complaining. I like hot weather. I don't give a shit. What is it going to be on Saturday? Not even that bad. 85 degrees, fuck. Big deal. 85. People are freaking out. Oh, it's going to be hot. It's fucking Vegas, man. It's like 114 and shit. 85 is nothing. That's good. I like 85. It's about time, to be honest. It's about motherfucking time. All right, so Big Man on Campus will join us in a couple of minutes. Big Man on Campus will join us in a couple of minutes. Just looking at my Twitter here. Not sure if this guy's calling me a dildo or if someone else a dildo. Speaking of dildos, fuck. Speaking of dildos, holy shit, fuck, man. Gary Bettman's been inducted into the Hockey Hall of Fame. Like, you want to talk about devaluing a fucking building? Like, holy fuck, man. Like what? I didn't know the NHL Hall of Fame has erected a douchebag division, fuck. And in the douchebag category, Gary Bettman. So I don't know. The big argument is Gary Bettman's made the money. So I guess that's, I guess at least they're admitting it. That's the world we live in, I guess, right? We judge success solely on monetary success. The only thing is, to really make a lot of money, like I'm talking about mega money, you have to be an evil prick. So I guess we only honor evil pricks now. Look, it actually disgusts me that Gary Bettman is in the NHL Hall of Fame. He's going to be. I think I got to go visit the Hockey Hall of Fame before he gets inducted because I don't think I couldn't step foot in a place in which this guy is fucking being honored. Like, honor for what? Fucking Quebec over? Like, honor for what? For your 3 lockouts? You've had more lockouts than any other commissioner in the fucking history of the fucking league. Fuck. You won't even acknowledge that fucking players have fucking CET brain damage. No, it's not been proven. Even the NFL's admitted it. like even fucking baseball knows this. Like, baseball's concerned about concussions. All right, don't run over the catcher. Fuck. Hockey, no, it's not been proven. Like, he's just a dickhead. He's a fucking dickhead. And the fact that he got $5 billion from Rogers, I could have gotten $5 billion from Rogers. Like, a monkey could have gotten $5 million. Like, this fucking bottle of water fucking could have sat at the table and negotiated with Rogers, and they could have gotten $5 billion. Rogers fucking was hell-bent on fucking getting the fucking, putting TSN out of business. They overbid for it. Like, Gary Bettman had nothing to do with that. Gary Bettman was at the right place at the right time in a Canadian television war. Simple as that. Simple as fucking that. All right? And don't tell me because fucking Vegas made the Stanley Cup Finals, it's some massive success. Talk to me in 5 fucking years about the Vegas Golden Knights, 7 years from now. And I don't even have a problem with that. I'm not, like, mad that he put a team in Vegas, but it seems like he's hell-bent on putting teams in, like, non-hockey fucking places and non-Canadian places, despite the fact that the $5 billion pretty much fucking pays his salary that's from Canada, right? Like, Gary Bettman hates Canada. Now he's going to be inducted into a fucking building in Canada. Let's just call it out for what it is. The Hockey Hall of Fame is fucking Canadian, all right? Like, it's just bullshit. This guy's a little fucking puke. Like, to me, I'll tell him this. I'll say, listen, Gary, you want to be in the Hockey Hall of Fame? Fine. I want to see you skate up and down the ice fucking once. I want to see you put on a pair of fucking equipment, skate up and down the ice once, take a shot into a net. I'll put you in the Hall of Fame. Has anyone ever seen Gary Bettman on skates before? Have you ever played hockey? Like, even, like, did you grow up loving the game? Did you play the game? Do you understand the game? Do you understand players that play the game? Do you understand anything about the fucking game? Or do you understand fucking, like, what do you understand? You're a fucking lawyer, all right? You're a good lawyer. I'm not saying you're not. You're a very smart man. I'm not saying you're not. I'm saying you're a fucking asshole, all right? That's what I'm saying. And I'm saying it sickens me that you're acknowledged because you made money. Fuck. So fucking what? Fuck. You know, Bashar Assad has fucking money. Fuck. Let's put him in the Hockey Hall of Fame. Oh, he has money. Yeah, Hitler had money too. Oh, he's got money. Oh, he made us a lot of money. Fuck. So that's what it is now. So anyone who makes money for the league gets into the Hockey Hall of Fame now. That's the deal, all right? Willie O'Ree. Because Gary Bettman went through the same sacrifice as the first black player ever to play in the National Hockey League in the fucking 50s in Boston, for fuck's sakes. Willie Reed's got to go in honored next to Gary Bettman in the builders category. Because the guy that fucking went through racial turmoil and the hell that Willie O'Ree did went through the same turmoil that Gary Bettman did at fucking Harvard. Fuck. It's fucking disgusting. All right? You want to put him in the Hockey Hall of Fame? Fine. All right? You just made a sham of the fucking building. Whatever. You want to put him in the Hockey Hall of Fame? You go ahead and fucking do so. But you at least have the fucking integrity to wait until he's fucking done. What is he, a deity? The fucking king now? Gary Bettman is in the Hockey Hall of Fame, is active? So what, everyone else can't be active, but Gary Bettman can be active? You changed the fucking rules for the Hockey Hall of Fame for this fucking midget dwarf fucking puke? Fucking travesty. It's a disgrace and whatever. It sickens me. Fuck. That's my opinion. You know what else sickens me? The fact the Chicago Cubs just hit a home run. Fuck. I'm getting that little upset. Jordan's getting upset. Kenny Fong's trying to lighten the mood. Big man on campus joins us. What's up, big man?
Good. Really enjoying doing these soccer breakdowns that you gave.
Yeah, we appreciate your time and enjoying
fun doing it at night when I'm around.
Yeah, me too. So you know what? Last night, actually, I want to get off at 1 o'clock or so. We got off with you.
Yeah, I saw you down at like 2:20. You're still in the air.
Yeah, on a Monday night. That's smart, huh?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I saw you late. I was just hanging out. I see you on. I clicked on YouTube. I see you still on the air.
Yeah, I started talking about my fucking grandfather playing hockey and then my uncle. And I talked about how my uncle was involved in like the biggest hockey brawl in the history of hockey. And I found the audio for it. There's no video of it, but we actually found the audio. We listened to it on the show last night together. Oh, it's fucking classic. Like, it really is so enjoyable, that fight. The play-by-play is just awesome.
I see where your rage comes from.
That's what somebody in the chat said last night. My uncle started it.
It sounds like you.
He started it.
You're starting fights with Mick and Ian Cameron and.
All right, so here, big man. Let's just my uncle's Brackenberry. All right. Let's just play this again. It's just too good. Play for big man here. So just keep in mind my uncle's name, Brackenberry. So you'll hear his name here in this a few times.
Jack Ferrer and I talked about Bill Butters, a conspicuous absentee in period number 1. But the first shift, he's out there drawing a minor penalty. Larry throwing some punches at Larry Plow. Larry Plow went after him, too, and that gives you some idea. If you're a regular follower of the Whalers, well, now Brackenberry and Selwood want to go, and here they go. Brackenberry and Selwood. Brackenberry gets 2 right hands. Selwood wrestling him now. 15 feet inside the line. Here's Butters, sneaks a shot on Plow. Bill Butters from behind. That's all. Here comes Larry. We've got a wild ball here now. Leaves it on Butters. McCarthy kicks on Prince. We've got a wild brawl here at the Civic Center. Both benches empty. Al Smith involved. Players fighting everywhere inside the Saint Zone. Everyone paired off for Tio now in Carlson. 2 players wrestling down here. It looks like Slave and Bob. I'll tell you, that's one of the most ungentlemanly, sneaky, just plain rotten things I've ever seen. Butters came from behind. Came up behind Plow and cold-cocked him from behind. Smith and Garrett are at it. Hank Slavin has somebody down Landon, and Slavin's hurt, Bill. They're calling for the trainer. And now Gambucci and Hurley, who are wrestling at center, come up. And now it's Smith and Garrett fighting. Wild scene here at the Civic Center as players in sticks and gloves all over the ice. The irony of the situation is Selwood and Brackenberry, who started it all, are now kind of just hugging each other at center ice, dancing around. But you're right, Bill, the despicable act by Bill Butters, sucker punching Larry Plow. And now, here we go. We still got Smith and Garrett involved with Busnick and Ricky Lee. And Landon's out there with McCartan. And here we go again, Smith and Garrett. It's a guy. But Garrett hasn't taken off his mask. And now Nick and Carlson come together. And now Nick wants Carlson. It's obvious. This may be the main event. He was just holding off. Holding 2 Saints, 1 in each hand. Oh, Carlson just cold-cocked Nick. And Nick comes right back at him. Here they go. Platino and Carlson. Look at them slugging each other. And down here in the far right hand, Brackenberry and Selwood still having some comments, still taking some swings. It looks like Saturday night at Bozeland in New York. Everybody's paired off. All the good guys in white and the other ones are in blue. And linesmen, now Frenchie and Hampson are going at it.
The Hanson brothers.
And Brackenberry. Bob, you watch the left-hand boards, I'll watch the right, and we'll just kind of override each other. How about that? Well, now Butters and Swain are going at it. In front, Smith now flailing away.
Listen to this. Now my uncle fucking takes a swing towards the bench.
Carlson and Patino are separated. Nick, his face is bloody. We've got a wild scene here in Hartford. And the irony of it all, look at the 2 trainers, Joe Altott and Glenn Gostick, just calmly chirping at the line. Selwood and Brackenberry finally get rid of each other. We've got cuts, and Nick is cut. He's going right to the box after Carlson. He shrugs the linesman off, gets spun around, and now both linesmen are in front of Fotillo. He's going into the visitor's box if he can get there, Bob. Well, affable Bill Henderson, the Oilers' director of minor officials, must be counting his breath down there because he's got Carlson in there and an angry Fotillo and a cut Fotillo wanting that Mr. Carlson. But as we suspected, Glass Bell let this get out of hand. It all started, and now Butters and Swain, and Smith wants a piece of Butters. Look at Al Smith against Bill Butters. He just rides him right out of the play, too. Smitty spells him. Smitty has really landed on Butters, and Butters takes another right hand. Now O'Donnell is into it. And Fortino comes up on Butters, and now Brackenberry and Swain go out. The same penalty bench. This just mayhem off the ice. Fortino racing it up to Brackenberry, and now Carlson out of the penalty box. I've never seen a fight like this in 20 years. Right into the players' bench, in the Saints players' bench, there is a battle like you wouldn't believe. Fortino and Carlson are down on the floor on the players' bench, Bob. You got to get up here to see it all. Well, we hope this ends soon. Cooler head. And now fans throwing beer down there. I hope they don't get involved in that, because then it really will get nasty.
Yeah, there it is, big man. My uncle started the biggest brawl in the history of hockey.
That's the longest fight I've ever heard. Amazing.
5 minutes of just chaos.
Wow.
It started at the center of the ice. My uncle got into a fight. And then a dude on my uncle's team punched someone in the back of the head, sucker punched them. Started a fucking brawl. Then my uncle ended up in the corner fighting with the same guy that he started with. And then he ended up at the boards, fucking going with that other fucker there. Selwood, fuck, whatever his name is. The names were the best, though. Butters, McCartan, Hansen, Gambucci, fucking Brackenberry.
Brackenberry, yeah.
Brackenberry's just nothing but fucking goons, man. Nothing but fucking goons. Hey, those names.
This guy, Kurt Brackenberry?
That's my uncle, yeah.
Wow. That's amazing.
He's a psycho. Fucking, my uncle, Kurt Brackenberry, got into a fight with my other uncle at my fucking aunt's wedding. And they were in white tuxedos, and it was outside, and they got into a fucking fight, got covered in blood, covered in mud, rolled down a hill in front of everybody and shit. But,
jeez.
Yeah.
I can see where you get your
There's some hotheads in my family.
Yeah, I can see where you get your rage.
That's why we don't talk to each other. Like, those people are like, oh, family comes first. I'm like, oh, yeah, I guess. Fucks with some. I don't even have the phone number of like most of the people in my family, to be honest. But anyways, yeah, that was the play-by-play guys were just fucking awesome, though, weren't they? They sound like they were calling a boxing match or something, huh?
Yeah, they're just trying to cover everything all over the place. They actually
Brackenberry hockey card. I have it. And you know what the crazy thing is? My uncle, and I remember he told me about this, right? I remember when it happened. All right, in the old days before Russians were in the NHL, like the Russians used to come and play against the NHL teams. Sort of like in the summertime, like, you know, like Man U will come and play, you know,
Yep.
United or whatever. So, but this was more intense. Like they took it seriously and shit because it was Russia versus NHL and hockey and shit. And the Quebec Nordiques played against Dynamo Moscow. Like the Red Army was the best team, and then Dynamo Moscow was the second best. So the Montreal Canadiens played against the Red Army, and the Quebec Nordiques played against the Moscow Dynamo team. And Kurt Brackenberry scored a hat trick, fuck, against the Russians. Crazy. It's the game. It's the game of his fucking life. No word of no lie. They beat fucking Moscow Dynamo, and for some reason he scored a hat trick. I don't think he ever had a hat trick in his fucking life. And for some reason he scored 3 goals against Moscow Dynamo, and it's on the back of his hockey card. Fuck. It says the highlight of Kurt's career is he scored 3 goals to beat fucking Moscow Dynamo. Unbelievable. Yeah. Pretty
great story.
Yeah. Okay, so let's get into the World Cup right now. We talked after those games today. Holy fuck. Another high fucking drama, big man. Wow. Hey, with Argentina fucking blowing the lead and scoring late. Yeah. Unbelievable shit. One thing I'll say, big man, it sticks out to me about the World Cup, but God, is the officiating been bad, bro. Number one, the goal that Nigeria scored, the penalty kick. The guy dove, fuck, all right? It was bullshit. In a game of that magnitude, it was a physical side match. You don't call that.
Well, I have noticed that they are calling a lot of that. You cannot pull someone down in the box.
Yeah, sort of touch the jersey in the back. You can't pull anymore, huh?
They're starting to really call that. I mean, they've called a few penalties because that. I'll tell you another thing. the handball was clear.
Yes, that's where I'm going with this. So,
yeah, I don't.
number one, Nigeria, I thought it was a bullshit penalty kick that they were awarded. But then it was evened out because it clearly went off the guy's arm, big man.
Exactly. I was blown away, and they're lucky they didn't call it because Argentina wouldn't have advanced. That should have been called there. But, again, they got lucky, and it didn't get called, and they were able to find a goal late. But, yeah, they've not – I'm not impressed at all by Argentina. I don't think they have any shot against France. Like I said, I think they're really just delaying the inevitable.
France is beating them, fuck.
Sure.
France is beating them. All right, let's get into tomorrow's games, fuck. Let's try to make some money before we get our Dodgers take a 2-1 lead before we get into the knockout stage. So Mexico and Sweden tomorrow. This one's interesting. Mexico have something to play for here, big man. Sweden beat them. Sweden win the group, right? Yep. I mean, so Mexico aren't coming in here lethargic tomorrow. What do you make of the Mexico-Sweden game tomorrow?
You know, I think this is good.
I'm thinking under.
Yeah, that's what I was just going to go for. I think this is a real tight affair. I think both teams won't do too much. I think both defenses are pretty solid. I think it'll kind of be like that Germany-Mexico game where I think there'll be some opportunities, but I don't think there are going to be as many opportunities. Again, I've liked what I've seen out of Mexico's defense. Their defensive midfield's been very good. I don't know if there's a ton of options for scoring when it comes to Sweden. I think a goal will win this for Mexico. I think this is 1-0. I think at worst 2-0. I think it's a lot like today's Australia-Peru game, which I kind of thought we'd see the opposite result. I thought it'd be 2-0 Australia, but Peru was able to get the job done. I think it's kind of similar. You're going to start seeing a lot more unders. I know we saw a lot of unders early on, and then we started seeing some overs, and I think now you're going to get back to unders. This is a big game for both these teams. I don't think they're going to go too heavy as far as attacks.
Sweden have to push it a little bit, right? Because Sweden thinks, all right, Germany's going to win. They're going to get to 6, and Germany beats Sweden. So that's a problem for Sweden. So I imagine Sweden pushes a little bit, but Mexico's going to be in a position sort of like France was today. We don't have to do anything stupid here, fuck. We're good. We already beat Germany. We can't really get knocked out of this, but we can lose first place if we're stupid. So I think Mexico plays for a draw and plays very conservative.
Yeah, that's what I think. I think this is 1-1. That's right where I see this.
All right, Germany and South Korea. I think this is where the German talent starts to shine, big man. I think they dodged the bullet. I think Germany are going to win the tournament. I think there's great value right now on Germany at plus 700 that won't be there in the morning and the afternoon after they beat South Korea. Look, Spain are plus 450. Spain have no business being favorites right now. For what? Letting Ronaldo score a hat trick on them, beating Iran on a deflected goal, and luckily fucking surviving the other day. Morocco, and then luckily surviving against Iran the other day because of a fucking, by a foot or so. Spain have no business being favored to win this tournament now. Brazil, and we'll get to Brazil in a second, but no one's talking. Everyone's been shitting on Messi and Argentina the whole time. Nobody's bringing up the fact that Brazil lose tomorrow and they're fucking eliminated from this tournament. Belgium, all right. They haven't really played anybody. We'll see about Belgium, but I'll give Belgium credit at 7-1 as a real contender. I'm not buying England at 9-1. France are kind of flaky. Argentina aren't winning. They're 12-1. So Germany, to me, are the team to beat. I know you're high on Croatia, 12-1 right now. I could see them going on a run, but I don't think they're going to win. I think Uruguay, great value at 25-1 still. To me, Germany are the team to beat, big man.
Yeah, but I got to tell you, I'm not running to the window to lay 2 goals with them. This is one of those games where you're going to have to see a 3-4-0 to really feel comfortable. I mean, South Korea, for what it's worth, they're not a great side. They're not good. We all know that. But they still have a guy named Youngmin Song who can score goals, plays at Tottenham. He's a great player. We've seen Germany at times struggle defensively. I get a feeling this is like a 3-1 match. I think you're going to push. 2's tough. If I could lay 1.5 here, I'd be much more interested. Maybe a win and maybe an under 4.5 goals or under 3.5 goals. I could see 2-0 here. I could see something like that, but I'm not running to the window to bet -2 here. Could they roll 4-0? Sure, but we haven't seen a lot of big blowouts in this tournament, and I think Germany will get something comprehensive here, maybe 2. nil, or maybe it's 3-1 and you get your money back. I just kind of feel like, Gabe, with this game, you're going to lay your money in. I think ultimately push. You're going to sit there with 90 minutes and just get your money back. I think if I was laying 1.5, I'd be much more interested.
Yeah, it's not too bad laying 1.5. You lay 1.5, it's like, what is it? Like -140, -145. $100 pays back 162.
Yeah, I mean that's if you have the ability to bet an alternate Asian handicap, or obviously buy it down, I would definitely do that. I'm not looking to lay 2 goals at Bet365. You can bet it at 145 ish, 150. I think that's a solid bet. But do you go win to nil and just say, well, -120?
No, because we talk about it because of the fucking penalty kicks.
Yeah, that's the problem. I mean, what did you have today? You had one in the Nigeria game.
Yep.
You had one in the icing game.
Yep. I
mean, you had 2 more. You've had 22 penalties in this tournament.
Yeah.
Amazing.
What, 22? What, 22 made?
22 attempted.
All right, 22 attempted. How many have been made though now? Like,
I think 18 probably. I think there's
the total for the entire tournament was 9.5.
Amazing. What a fucking bet that was. Why did we not see that one?
Wow. Fuck, man. We talked about it. I remember that last night we brought it up, but what the fuck are we supposed to know?
Let me ask you now, if you could
play it, if you remember, big man, when we put together all those tickets, and I have it documented on my Patreon page. We posted them all, but Costa Rica to score under 2.5 goals in the tournament. So as long as they don't score 3 goals tomorrow, I'm going to hit that prop too.
Oh, that's a winner. Yeah, I told you today on the air, I'm one game away from glory on one of those group forecast parlays. I need Belgium to win that group and England to finish second, and I'm good to go. So, I mean, I got some ones that are sitting here kind of open. But, yeah, let me ask you, if you could get – what would be a number where you'd be interested in laying the penalties? Like if they said the live line is 32, would you go over 32 penalties in the rest of the tournament?
No, I think it's going to slow down, actually, the penalty kicks.
Really?
I think it's going to slow down because, we're going to have better teams now against each other.
But you'd only need half. You need half of what you already have now.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it. I think because, like I said, I think it'll slow down. I think we have all these penalty kicks with shittier teams. Just sort of, it's more chaotic. It's gonna get more systematic, right? I saw you tweeting about how the goals go down to like 144 or something like that.
Yeah, I read during the group stage, it's about 2.4 goals a game.
Because of shittier teams, right? So it's going to go down after.
Yeah, you're going to see a lot of draws. You see a lot of stalemates. You're going to see a lot of you just don't see a ton of high-end, high-energy.
Like, anybody in the chat or this big man, has anyone amongst us here believe that Uruguay and Portugal is going to be a 2-2 game? like how? Fuck. Unless there's a million penalty kicks.
Unless there's a penalty, yeah. I mean, I could see 2-1 maybe, but at most 1-1.
Okay, so tomorrow, Mexico and Sweden. This is a fucking tough game, guys. This is going to be a fun day of soccer tomorrow. We got 4 games, and they all mean something. And this, coming into today, we were all worried about Argentina. We dodged the bullet. Now we'll get to the Brazil game in a second. I'm worried about them. I'm thinking about cashing out, actually, after the Germany game in the morning, to be honest with you. So, but you look at all these games, every one of these teams is fucking playing for something still. Like Mexico, Sweden could still win the group. Mexico's getting in still, but Mexico could still finish in second place. Germany, nothing's promised for Germany. Germany need to win this fucking game, man, against South Korea. Brazil, same shit. Brazil,
and that's the thing, Gabe.
Brazil are out.
And that's the thing. I mean, if you're Germany, let's say you win this game 2-0. I mean, who cares? Like I just when I'm laying 2 or 3 goals, I want to make sure I'm playing a really bad team, and the other team has the obvious reason to score a goal. I mean, what do they need? 2 goals here, Gabe, to win the group? What does Germany have to do to win the group?
To win the group, Sweden would need to beat Mexico by 2, and Germany would need to beat South Korea by 3. And then Germany and Mexico would have the same record, and even though Mexico beat them, Germany would have more goals. So it only matters if fucking.
So basically, Germany needs to win. They're not going. Sweden's not going to win by 2 goals or more. So
yeah, so Germany to win a group, and I saw Bob talking about this. I've got Germany to win a group in a couple of plays too, guys. And we need Sweden to win by 3. and we need by 2, and then we need Germany to win by 3. No, could happen, but unlikely.
I mean, the Germans could do it. I don't think Sweden can beat Mexico by
No, because Mexico are pretty good defensively to begin with, and they know they only need a draw. They're not going to do anything stupid. They're going to put a fucking forget about Trump's wall. There's going to be a Mexican wall tomorrow, big man.
Yeah, the unders were at the play in that game. Under 2.5 at you're gonna lay about 135. But yeah, I'm looking under in that game for sure.
I swear, guys, I've been burnt on under 2.5 like fucking 10 times in the last fucking second of these games, man.
I've done pretty well with them. I picked my spots. I was sitting on my hands though with that Peru Australia game. I mean, it was 2-0 in like the 50th minute. I'm sitting there for 40 minutes, just please no goals, please no goals.
All right, so it leads us into Serbia and Brazil, in which, as I stated, everybody's talking about Messi and Brazil's problem and Argentina's problems. But Brazil have the same issue. Not quite as dire. Like, Argentina didn't control their own fate. It was chaos, etc. Brazil controlled their own fate. Brazil just need a draw. Fuck, all right? So Brazil draws, and they're going to advance tomorrow. They lose. Bye-bye. Right? So can Serbia beat Brazil tomorrow? Serbia aren't as good as Croatia, though, right, big man? So it's not the same thing, really.
Yeah, I don't think Serbia can beat Brazil, but I think the +1 is valuable here. Taking Serbia on a +1, about even money. I would consider maybe something like that. I mean, again, this is another situation where you're probably going to get your money back, but Serbia is going to defend. They're going to sit in front of goal and try to pick you off on the counter. They have a pretty decent front line with Mitrovic and Nemanja Matic. Listen, Serbia's a hard-nosed team, Gabe. We talked about it. Look at what Costa Rica did against Brazil. Sat in front of the net and just defended. Serbia will do the same thing.
Words out, too, right, big man? It's like a basketball team. It's a finesse team. Words out. You play Brazil, you fucking bang them, right? You hit Neymar, you bang them, you'll frustrate them.
Yeah, you're right. And again, I mean, look at even against Switzerland. For the most part, Serbia played very well. They just gave up 2. I mean, the Granit Xhaka goal was unbelievable, and so was Shaqiri's goal, really. It was a wonder kid kind of goal. I think Serbia will sit in front of the net and defend.
Got fined by FIFA for making the move.
They did, yeah. Yeah, which, look, it was funny because Serbia actually got fined the most out of everyone. They got fined $50K for some of their shit that they pulled during the game. But, yeah, look, I mean, again, I'm not sure how it's any different from making the sign of a cross or praying or whatever or saluting the flag. What's different in America, Gabe?
No, Serbia can't play for the draw. No.
Yeah,
it's a very good team. Very good point. And Scott Ramsey's a smart soccer guy. No, Serbia can't play for a draw. Serbia need the win. I said Brazil need the draw. Brazil need the draw. But Oman brings up a good fucking point, Mark O'Leary here, as far as fucking Russia is concerned.
No, they love Russia. That's why
Serbia is going to get the breaks against Brazil and Russia, aren't they?
Well, no, they're like boys. Serbia and Russia are very supportive. They have a guy named Kolarov on their team.
Militarians and brothers in arms, right?
Well, that's why I hate them. Yeah, I mean, look, there's always been that connection, Russia and Serbia. They're like two, communist parties. They've always been, tight. But yeah, I mean, he's right. They're going to get calls. That's a very good point. Listen, the +1 seems very good here. I like it a lot.
This is a sweat job. So Brazil goes in here. Brazil's confidence level seems to be a little bit better. They're not like Argentina. Argentina were definitely fucking rattled. They're lucky to fucking get out of this, Argentina. But, I've been reading a lot about Brazil. I've been following it pretty closely, and they seem pretty comfortable. There's no real panic with Brazil. They think they played well, that they could play better, that, they're complaining a little bit about the physicality. They think that people are, playing dirty on Neymar and shit. They should survive. It's going to be a sweat job, though, fuck.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think maybe both teams to score is maybe a pretty good bet here. I mean, do we agree but Brazil will find the back of the net? I think Serbia can score here. I mean, that might be the best bet. Both teams to score here at one, but basically even money. I have a feeling if you take the +1, you're just going to get your money back. I think this is a 2-1 match. I think it'll be a lot like today's game. Nigeria played tough. They just didn't do enough to get the win. I think 2-1 is definitely possible here. I think both teams' score is probably what I would look for here.
Well, fucking cameraman just got smoked in the face with a baseball at Dodger Stadium.
Oh, yeah, I see it right now. Tim, is you all right?
I don't know. The trainer's a little slow getting over to him. I'll tell you that much.
Nah, he's just a cameraman, they think.
Yeah, it's like not even the TV camera. It's the photographer. The fucking ball, like, fucking ricocheted off the dugout. Fucking smacked him in the face. I saw him. Like, I saw the guy sort of fucking get knocked over even. And now I see him holding his face. There's people around him and shit. Those baseballs, man, in the dugout.
By the way, is Bruce Chad in here tonight?
You gotta keep your head up.
Bruce Chad, are you in here?
Yeah, where is our boy Bruce Chad? No, I don't know.
I saw him cooking up some burgers. They look pretty good. Settle down, Wazzy. No. Then don't listen. If you don't want to hear about soccer, it's the World Cup, dude.
Let's go in game with baseball. Yeah, well, you know what? I don't know. Maybe fucking Sporting News Radio or ESPN Radio is talking baseball right now, dude.
Yeah. Go to MLB Network. They're definitely
I love when people jump in fucking my show and tell me what to talk about, huh?
I mean, go to MLB Network, bro. I mean, they're talking
The most insulting thing is, too, is like I'll have a guest on. You know, like last I remember was talking about Banner about CFL, and in the middle of people asking, hey, Morency, give me a UFC pick right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we're talking soccer right now.
So go, let me stop everything I'm doing.
We talked baseball for about half an hour right before fucking from 10:30 to 11 o'clock, dude. You want baseball talk or rewind the fucking show?
I love those people that come in. I thought this was a sports show. You're talking about like your uncle or something. I thought this was a sports show. Yeah, it is. Get the fuck out of here.
Okay, so I know Matt McCursey was bitching that the volume was too high for the hockey fight, so I told him, well, you can leave.
I haven't seen him since.
Well, I don't know. Like, hey, listen, no one's forcing anyone to stay here, guys, right? I got no gun to your head. There's no none.
I know plenty of people leave when I come on.
All right. So
settle down, Wazzle. Let Gabe do his own show. We don't need your commentary from the sidelines. He knows how to run the show.
Yeah, I know. Today I tweeted one thing about the Prime Minister of Canada. I got someone stick to sports, Fud.
Yeah, I love those guys.
Stick to sports. It's like no one's forcing you to follow me. I just responded to the guy. I said, I don't remember asking you my opinion.
Yeah. I love that.
Opinion. Like,
I also love the guys that go, come on, big man. Stop talking about baseball. We only know you're good at college basketball. Stop talking about that. Fuck off, dude. Yeah, I love those people. Stick to sports or stick to whatever you do.
That's great. Okay, so Brazil. I don't know, man. I'm worried, but I'm less worried about Brazil than I was Argentina today. So I had the balls not to hedge today. We got through this, and these are the numbers right now. So for a $500 parlay, Uruguay to advance, Iran not to advance, France to advance, Argentina to advance, Belgium to advance. Check. We just need Brazil and Germany right now. $500 parlay pays $1,000.
That will win.
They're offering me 769 right now, but I don't really want to lose the fucking $220, you know?
I mean,
Germany's advancing, so I want to see what they'll offer me after Germany wins in the morning.
settle down, Massler.
I know we got this other one. It's the same parlay. We need Brazil to advance. We need Germany to advance, but also Colombia to advance. That pays another $500. And I've got my own parlay on this too that pays $600. So essentially we've got $2,100 on fucking Brazil to fucking advance tomorrow morning, bro.
Yeah, they'll advance. Don't worry, man. You got that.
Yeah. Well, let it ride, baby.
You got
Fucking hedging's for gardeners, bitch. That's a good T-shirt right there. Hedging's for Gardner, bitch. Switzerland and Costa Rica. Sorry, Costa Rica. I love you out there. But Switzerland have been my team coming into this thing. I keep telling people these motherfuckers haven't lost. Now it's up to 19 games. They haven't lost an international match. Switzerland. It's not all draws either. It's like fucking 15 or 16 wins along the way. I think it's actually 17. I think they're 17-0-2 in their last 19 games. They're fucking rolling this team. They're fucking. You and I talked about it. I'm a big fan of that goalie they've got. What team does that guy play for in leagues? Do you know?
Borussia Dortmund.
Oh, Dortmund. All right, a good goalie, that guy.
Or no, he plays for Mönchengladbach, Borussia Mönchengladbach.
Yeah, German league though, Bundesliga.
Yeah, Bundesliga. Yep.
Yeah, Switzerland. They're gonna beat Costa Rica, bro. I think 1-0.
Yeah, this is actually my favorite game of the day tomorrow, which, by the way, I've been absolutely crushing it lately. Yes, I love Switzerland. I'm very much on them tomorrow. Costa Rica is listen, you got to give it to the Costa Ricans. Very honorable, always play pretty well. Always qualify for this tournament.
You got to give them fucking credit for qualifying, right?
Sure.
It's an accomplishment to get into this thing for Costa Rica.
Yeah, I mean, CONCACAF's absolute shit, but yeah.
They beat the fucking powers of Canada and the United States.
Exactly. Yeah, I actually like that, Con. I like Switzerland win the nil as well. The only reason I didn't play that is because I know certain people can't bet win the nil. But yeah, I think this is 1 or 2-0 for sure. I would be very surprised if Costa Rica scored. They just don't have a ton going forward. They're not even that great defensively lately.
Exactly. Oh, fuck me. The fucking Cubs just took a 3-2 lead on the Dodgers.
Yo, Wazzy knows definitely on cocaine, Gabe. You got to get that idiot out of here. He's a complete idiot.
What's he talking about?
He's just on some kind of coke or something. He's a complete idiot. Tuvin, just lay the money line on Switzerland.
Try me get late. Switzerland to nil should be money. Jeff knows I know my soccer. Go get it.
He definitely does. Good England guy. He does a lot.
All right, Con. All right, where's this Wassel? I don't fucking see him.
Oh, he's an ass.
He's probably the same idiot that was fucking that fucking.
You just said the dumbest shit. You're talking about, every NBA player sucks and stuff. You're an idiot.
Well, yeah, every chat has idiots. I'll boot him out in a couple of minutes. The NBA is trash. Nothing guys and 6'9" good. It's not totally wrong about that.
Yes, Wazzy. No, I'm not sensitive. I just hate you.
Yeah, but one thing was, like I said, I got my eye on you. You're not, you haven't offended anybody, but don't flood the chat. All right? There's a flood the chat rule here, too.
Yeah, I have no interest in that, Jabron. They're not scoring in the first half, I don't think. I don't think they'll score at all.
Thank you, Chance Briggs. Like Chance said, smash the like button.
Yep.
Thank you very much. And give us a like button. Give for SPR, give SPR good people, man. They fucking give you guys free content. They don't ask anything besides you bet on sports. They give you free winners. We give you winners, picks, and you get bonuses at Sportsbooks. I cannot love the fine people over at SPR. So seems like we're in agreement, man. It's funny too because we're riding this money. This is our horse money with fucking these parlays and shit like this. And we want to, we have everything's been sort of very guided. Golden State Warrior bets, these parlay bets and shit. You're in the group. But we're thinking about putting a nickel on Switzerland to beat Costa Rica, just a single game bet tomorrow with some of this money.
Yeah, I don't hate that idea. I really like this one. Switzerland's just a solid side. You got to think the only concern you have is just them off such a big win, but
yeah, but they're playing for something too.
Yeah,
what's fascinating about this, they can't fucking let up. They've got 4 points too. They can still win this fucking group too. Sure.
No, you're totally right. No, they have something to play for. They're definitely going to be, all about it. So yeah, I think it's 1 or 2-0 at worst.
All right, let's just throw a parlay together. Let's see if we can do something here. So let's go with Mexico and Sweden under 2.5.
Like it.
Let's go with Germany. All right, let's go with Switzerland, and let's go with Brazil. Plus 411.
We'll throw in
Grand Slam Cubs.
You're kidding.
7-2.
Wow, the total goes over. Unbelievable.
Channel on this game, Fuck me. Fucking let's go, Colorado. Plus 130. All right. So that's what that parlay plays. What do you want to add to this?
I was going to say, I think Senegal, Colombia goes over tomorrow also. Or Thursday, I mean.
Thursday, we got some fun football, too.
Yep.
Senegal and Colombia, England and Belgium. Big Man's got big money on that Belgium.
Oh, I need Belgium very bad, buddy. I need them bad, bad, bad.
And then into the weekend, we've got our first knockout stage games, and there's been more blind movement. Buddy's coming in on France right now, not surprisingly. France plus 140 right now. Still, that's fucking value at France, I think.
I'd bet that right now. Also, Uruguay against Portugal. I like them.
Uruguay plus 170. What's Uruguay to advance? Fuck, to qualify. Minus 125.
Gabe, listen.
That's almost, I mean, I'll sprinkle on plus 170, but it wouldn't shock me if this game went to fucking extra time.
I'm going to parlay Spain to beat Russia, France to beat Argentina, Uruguay to beat Portugal, and Croatia to beat Denmark. 19-1. I'm betting that.
How fast do you think it is before we get into penalties? You think we have penalties in the first day? France, Argentina, Uruguay, Portugal on Saturday?
No, I don't. I think all these are pretty set in stone. I think all these teams, one are better than the other. Maybe Uruguay, Portugal. I could see one. That could be 0-0. But no, not really.
Uruguay, Portugal's the one that I think could go to penalty kicks right out of the gate.
Yeah.
I think Uruguay would win in penalty kicks too.
Yeah, I mean, other than Ronaldo, what do you have there really?
Exactly. You got Cavani, you got Suarez.
And their goalie's pretty good, Muslera.
June. What the fuck? What's the fucking date? What the fucking stupid website? Fucking losers. Fuck, I hate this bullshit. Fuck.
Oh, man.
World Cup schedule. What time are these fucking games on Saturday? Thank you. Here we go. All right, Saturday morning, 10 a.m. France and Argentina. Saturday afternoon, 2 o'clock. Sunday morning, Spain, Russia, 10 a.m. Sunday afternoon, Croatia, Denmark, 2 p.m. That's what we know so far.
All over Croatia. Love them.
You do against the Danes here, huh?
Yeah, love them.
Yeah, I can see this is where Denmark gets booted. Russia's toast against – you figure they're toast against Spain. I know you brought this up today. It could be shenanigans, right? Who fucking knows? But
yes.
Spain are flaky too, but it'll be stressful, but they'll get through it. France and Argentina, let's just call it out for what it is. They're not that good. All right?
No.
They're just not that good. They can't control the fucking ball. Big man, have you seen worse corner kicks in your fucking life?
No.
I've never seen it turn it over on a corner kick before, bro. In a critical moment.
No, they're Argentina today was ugly offensively. They were really ugly.
They got a corner kick in the 80th minute, and they don't. I hate that. Fuck. I fucking hate big man. What's your take on this?
When they kick short,
when teams just pass the ball in on a corner
you
kick.
kick short. Yeah, I hate it. Lob the ball in. It's
why it happened in the box. A penalty kick.
Yep, you need an advantage.
Oh, the other team is taller than us. Whatever. Fuck.
Hey, Gabe, what about this? I was just looking at this finalist prop. You could pick the finalists. Belgium, Germany.
I like it.
$100 pays $2,600.
It wouldn't shock me at all. Those are the two best teams in the tournament, I think.
I like that a lot.
Yeah, Belgium, Germany wouldn't. All right, Waz, I don't even see you anymore. You got to go. A new Jurassic Park movie. I can't kick them out for that. Made for kids.
He's just all over the place, man. He's a weird dude.
You upset that you watch Sesame Street? Fucking Sesame Street's for kids. Wazzle, big man would like me in real life. I got personality and I'm interested.
What the fuck?
All right, Wazzle, you win. Fuck. Tell us about yourself. Tell us, what do you do?
Get him on the show right now.
Yeah, tell. We're giving you Wazzle. You've won. All right. You wanted attention. You got attention.
He seems like one of those guys that just gets high and he just sits there and talks all night.
Now tell us about yourself. What's so interesting? Where are you from? What do you do for a living? Where do you live?
Meth is a hell of a drug, dude.
Tell us about yourself.
Yeah, Wazoo, you have 1 minute. Tell us about it. You go.
Yeah. You got 120 seconds to tell us about yourself and your God.
He used to play basketball, he says. What country? Yeah, play the music, Gabe. Get him on the show. Send him the link.
Thanks, Gabe. I'm here if you want to get me on your show. Okay. Let me tell you about myself. Yeah, tell us about yourself.
I'm interested to hear about this guy.
Come on, man. Dude, you don't stop typing until we ask you a fucking question. Now you don't type. This guy won't fucking stop talking until we ask him to talk. Yeah, Kenny Fogg. Yeah, Kenny Fogg is Kenny Fogg's not impressed right now. Kenny Fogg's got his fucking saxophone like on the stand, and he's waiting. Live in America. That's pretty vague. I'm an athlete. I widely read philosophy and religion and history.
Okay, but listen to what he says. He says,
if you widely read philosophy, religion, and history, you wouldn't be talking about Jurassic Park is for fucking kids.
Yeah, you haven't said anything like really like educational at all.
You didn't come in and say, "Hey guys, did you see that new Elon Musk fucking?"
Look at Muhammad Joma's comment.
I'm nuts. You're an athlete. What does that mean?
Yeah, you say you live in America and you're an athlete. Kind of vague, bro. Like, where do you live? What kind of athlete are you?
People in America. Where in America?
What religion and philosophy do you read on? Like,
yeah, what? Fucking Zen? Chairman Mao? Bonsai shit?
Sun Tzu. This guy's a weird fucking cat, bro.
I'm a great communicator. I have a pessimistic view of humanity, but I'm told I understand kind well, and I get along with almost anyone.
Yeah, we could tell you've got along with everyone in the chat here.
I got to be honest, fuck. I hate Hollywood movies. That new Jurassic Park movie looks pretty good. All right, we gave you a shot, Wazzle, and like blind date, you didn't get the date.
This is all just meth gibberish. Exactly. He's like that fucking guy in Breaking Bad that would just sit there and talk and talk and talk about fucking video games for 8 hours on end.
He's a real chatterbox.
Yeah, he talks like Ian Cameron times 60.
That was the fucking best. Chowder's all quiet. Hey, what do you think about? Oh, no, it's a real chatterbox. Poor Babano. Babano seemed to be like genuinely offended after he was called a chatterbox. All right, settle down, Wazzle. Yeah, your coach undermined your career. You could have played in college.
Yeah, you actually were the next LeBron James from what I heard.
All right.
He does speak like Auburn Wild. That's a good point. That's a good fucking point, man.
Okay.
He does sound like Auburn Wild.
Yeah, we need a fucking chat profiler. Robbie Carlos, remember, fade me on the way out.
You know who Robbie Carlos is, right?
You know what, Robbie Carlos? Only one of us is on the way out, and it's not me.
No, do you know who Robbie Carlos is? He's that fuckhead from last night. That Steve Draft moron.
Oh, that's great, because last night I told Steve Draft that I would jizz on his mother's face and he would still come back and watch my show.
Listen, he was telling me how...
Come back and watch the show.
Gabe, he says to me, he's like, I'm going to be at the Borgata next week. You better come slap me with your money like you told me you would. I said, yeah. I'm going to go in the casino and slap you so I get banned for life. Sounds like a good idea. I'm going to waste my fucking casino privileges on you. I said, why don't you come to my house, all right? You can do that.
Thank you for giving us another hit, though, fuckhead. No, get me on so I can explain myself.
Get him on.
Well, actually, why don't I give you my personal cell phone number right now? And you can call me. Hold
Gabe,
on.
please send him the link. Please. I'd love to hear this, guy.
Why don't you just call me on my cell here, bro? I got a better idea. Why don't you give me your phone number?
Yeah, how about you give us your number? And we'll block the number and call you, and then you can explain it.
We're not getting them on, fuck, all right? What is this, fuck? Fucking amateur hour here?
Well, you have me on. I mean,
get them on. We're not sending out links, fuck. Who knows what this guy can do? He can infiltrate the system, fuck.
Yeah, this guy could be a real psychopath.
Yeah. Oh.
Wazzle, no. Weird name.
It's enough of you, Wazzle. Where do you live, Wazzle? I'm interested.
What is Wazzle?
Just be honest, Wazzle. Just tell us. Like, what fucking city? Give us a state. What state are you in? My guess is Ohio, fuck.
I'm going to go with
Florida or Ohio?
I'm going to go with Texas.
I say Florida, Ohio. Come on, answer us, Wazzle. Tell us what state you're in. What state are you in, fuck? It's a simple fucking question.
Colorado.
All right, thank you. All right, so that kind of makes sense. What, are you on the edibles? You eating fucking that space cake?
Yeah, instead of Wazzle, it is more like Weasel. He's just a weasel, this guy.
Kyle Hammer's going Missouri. I'm going to go with Missouri. All right. I threw Ohio out there. Fuck.
Seems like he's eating edible meth.
Yeah, exactly. You lead clean life. All right, Wazzle. We're back to the soccer now. All right? You had your 15 minutes of fame.
Now shut up and don't talk anymore.
Mexico and fucking Sweden under. Germany wins by 2. Brazil, Serbia, sweat job. Brazil gets it done. Let's say 2-1. I agree with Big Man. Wouldn't shock me if both teams scored. And it wouldn't shock me if that game was 1-1 either. Like, Brazil only need the draw to advance. They just can't lose. Brazil are in the same situation that Portugal were in against Iran, essentially.
Yep.
Like, Serbia, if Iran would have won, they would have gotten in. If Serbia wins, they get in. But Brazil just need the draw. And then Switzerland, Costa Rica might be the best bet of the day, although I don't like the term best bet. Fuck. But the Swiss are a damn good team, and it seems like minus 150 is more than fair, Big Man.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely on that one for sure. That's my favorite of the day. I think it's a pretty solid bet.
All right. Japan, Poland. Poland showed us absolutely nothing. We saw the Peruvians played with pride. They won their first World Cup game today. Since fucking 30 years or something like that. So good for them. I'm not so sure Poland shows up and plays with pride. Fuck, are you?
No, and I wouldn't really have interest in betting on them either. Over looks pretty good here. I don't think we'll see a ton of defense played. I think both these teams will play out the string, score some goals, and leave.
This group is wide open, guys. Everybody's still alive except Poland here. Japan can fucking sneak in the back door here.
That's what I'm saying. They have to go forward. Poland can't defend. Lewandowski will score. I would look Lewandowski to score in this game. You're finally playing an opponent that is going to hold you down a ton. I'd look towards him to score in this game.
And Colombia, to me, man, Colombia showed they look like a classy side the other day, man. Like, Colombia, when they're on their game, and you talked about it, man, with or without Rodriguez, big fucking difference. They get him back right now. They're a confident team. And to me, it's a good matchup against Senegal for them as well. It's not going to be easy. Senegal are good. It's going to be a fun fucking game, this one, actually. I'm looking forward to that one.
Yeah, I'm looking at action in this game. I think we see action. I think it's 2-1 Colombia, but they're a much different team with James Rodriguez in there, like I said to you. I'm all over that.
And then England, Belgium. Ooh, we'll break that one down tomorrow night in depth. We'll break it down tactically and shit like that. But this is a big one. I tell you, the money keeps coming in on UK. Now, I'm looking at Bet365 right now, guys. And Bet365 is a British book. So, we're probably getting, if you're betting on Belgium, let's check. Tell me the number of Belgium and some other books right now that aren't British books. Let me look at Bookmaker. Bookmaker is not a British book. But because I would imagine that it is going to be a little skewed here. What are you seeing Belgium at other books?
I got Belgium at
Holy
5 dimes
shit.
at
I got. See, yeah.
Belgium at 5 dimes is plus 194.
Yeah, Belgium at bookmakers plus 189.
A little different.
You're getting Belgium at plus 200. 11-cent difference right there. Not really significant if you're betting $50 or $100, but if you're a serious player and you're putting a nickel or a dime down, you'd rather get that plus 200 than plus 189, wouldn't you?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, listen, I just think England, I don't think they're on the same level as Belgium.
Mohammed, I saw you sent me a message, but I was on the air. So you got an 18 parlay. All you need is Japan not to qualify. $138 to get 738. Should you cash out for 84? Fuck no.
No, you're losing money.
Why would you cash out for 84? You go down swinging at this point in time. You're kind of screwed in the sense that Japan looks like they could, they're most likely going to fucking qualify.
What kind of parlay? Japan not to qualify? Yeah, I would stick with that.
The problem is here, if we look at the odds, guys, for Japan to qualify right now, they're minus 900 to qualify. So I see what you're saying about you can get 84. But to me, I don't know, Mohammed. Does the $84 matter that much to your account? You might as well just bite the bullet and fucking hope for you get $84 back, or you get a miracle and you get $700 back. Or if you're broke and your account is down, I would fucking say
yeah, listen, I'm going to
take the $84 and bet the games tomorrow.
Japan's not advancing. They're not advancing. I think Poland
900 to advance right now.
I don't see it. I think
that's what they are. To win the group, they're plus 137.
Yeah,
Senegal is plus 225. Colombia is plus 187. To qualify, Japan are minus 900. Senegal are minus.
I guess looking at the point, it's going to be hard for them not to qualify. That's true.
They've got 4 points. The only way they don't, there really isn't a way. Fuck. There has to be, but look, I guess I would beat Japan.
I guess I would take the $84. Yeah, Alex Z, I'm not really sure what you like. What do you want us to say? Poland sucks. They do. I don't understand. You're offended by that. They stink. They're absolutely disgraceful in this tournament. They have not played well. I think that's what Daniel's trying to say. They have been stale, very stale. They've not had anything going forward. Defensively, they've been an absolute mess. Gabe, have they not played terribly in this tournament?
They've probably been the biggest disappointment of anyone in the tournament.
I agree. I think
people hyped them up. They were the favorite to win the fucking group ahead of Colombia even.
Yeah.
I didn't understand it. I thought they were overvalued and being over-respected coming in. And, just because we say this doesn't mean it's an insult to the country, people. I have nothing against Poland. I'm just stating Poland's been an embarrassment in the fucking tournament. They really have been.
They have been. Totally right. But yeah, Japan is I for some reason thought they only had 3 points.
No, they got 4. Fuck.
What a wild weird group.
Oh, we knew it was the group of hell, as Cam called it. One thing, guys, Bet365, and you look at their group and their goal differential, they're wrong on a lot of shit. It pissed me off. I've got a good eye for this stuff, and I realized these guys don't know what they're talking about. They've been wrong in a couple of groups. So let's look at the real source here, and with Japan and everything, it's fucking chaos here. Japan have 4 points. Senegal have 4 points. Colombia have 4 points. It's fucking chaos here.
We thought it would be in Group H.
So as far as goal differential is concerned, Japan and Senegal have an advantage here. They have a +2 goal differential. Colombia is even only. Colombia is even only. So Colombia's got to fucking bring it, man. This shit's wide fucking open. Japan looks very, very comfortable here. Japan gets a draw and they're in. So you know what, Mohammed? It fucking sucks, bro. But yeah, take the $84. Take the. They do what on purpose? Suck on purpose. Take the $84. I hate tapping out like that, bro, but you're fucked. Just take the $84 and you bet it all on fucking play Germany and Switzerland parlay tomorrow.
Agreed.
There's the crisis. Big Man and Morency money management system. We start like a hotline. I got real problems, guys. I got fucking $52. I don't know what to do.
It looked like Wazzle got the point and left.
Oh, did Wazzle leave?
I think so.
We hurt his feelings. The philosopher. I don't know. Maybe Wazzle's a good guy. I don't know. I didn't kick him, so.
Fucking Wazzle.
Germany and Switzerland parlay +100.
Like it.
Or if you took your $84 and you bet on that parlay that we talked about, under 2.5, Mexico, Germany, Brazil, Switzerland, +411, $84. Pay you back $429. Yeah, the chances that we go 4-0 in this run here is probably unlikely.
Set it down, Grinch.
Probably unlikely.
Grinch, don't put my name next to her name ever.
Why you bring up Britt McHenry? Fuck.
I hate that bitch.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of hers either.
All right, Gabe.
All right, big man. Always a pleasure.
Yeah, I'm still fucking here. My parents leave tomorrow.
Another day of
Fun. Yeah, fun.
I like what you said yesterday. Got me doing shit. Fuck. Like, what did you do anything today? Or you staying?
No, well, no, it's not really that. It's just like, just always talk. You know how parents are sometimes. Settle down, Wazzle. Wazzle didn't leave. He's still there.
You're not crazy, Wazzle. It's all right. You made me want to go see the Jurassic Park movie, Wazzle.
Speaking of movies, I gotta go see that fucking movie. All right, Gabe. Yeah, I'm on Switzerland. Let's rock with that one.
All right, big man. See you later.
All right, buddy.
Big man on campus. Big man on campus. Oh, fuck me. Fuck. We're losing both late night baseball games right now. We've had a pretty good run with these late night baseball games as of late, but fucking frustrating. Fuck. You know what's crazy? I've been doing really good with soccer. I'm not even just talking about the World Cup, but been hitting these Brazilian fucking games and shit. Brazil League and Brazil B League and all this crap. Baseball a little frustrating. We had a nice early night with baseball tonight, but we're giving it back right now. Listen, it's, we're not coming back in a Dodger game. I was a little bit worried about the Dodger game. I don't like fucking picking on John Lester. Fuck. I really don't. I wasn't going to take it, but I just fucking forced it. The Dodgers are hot. The Cubs are not. But the Cubs have lost 5 in a row. They were due to win a game. And, hold on, fuck. I don't want to give Jay and Dan any fucking ratings here. Fuck, I didn't even know I had the Colorado game on TV. Here it is, boom. All right, come on, Colorado. Come on, Derek fucking Holland. You guys score one fucking run? Fuck, I hate the Rockies, fuck. The Rockies are one of these teams. They always fuck me, man. Fucking squib to second base. White Sox are up 5-4 on the Twins right now. We got to go right back at it in the morning with a soccer. I'm all World Cup'd up, you know. Kind of disappointing we're going to lose the Dodger game. Maybe we can get lucky here in this fucking Colorado game. We still have 5 more outs. We only need 1 run. Man, well, here's our big chance right now. Nolan Arenado. Come on, Nolan. Fuck, man. Swings at the first fucking pitch. Some weak at bats, man, by Colorado. Fuck. You're not working the count. You're not, you know, really. Some real weak shit here. Fuck. Colorado are a fading fucking team, man. I didn't love this pick. It was plus 130. I really didn't think, you know. Look, we have a shot. We're down by 1 at plus 130 here. Trevor Story coming up right now. You're going to swing at the first pitch and fucking ground it out too? Some real weak fucking bats here, man. Colorado are good. They, you know, they got a bunch of good hitters and shit, but they're a 500 team. Ball 1. Trevor Story, 2 out, 8th inning. You know what fucking sucks is it doesn't get any better than this for us. You know, Arenado and Story and fucking Blackman and shit, it ain't getting any better. So in the 9th inning, we're going to have the bottom of the fucking order coming up. That's a ball. 2-0. Well, the Sportsbook just suspended it. Fuck, Colorado. I hope that they're fucking ahead of me and there's a home run about to come here. No. Foul ball. 2-1. Come on, Story. Help a brother out here, fuck. Yeah, like I said. Oh. Base hit Story. Better than nothing, fuck. At least you got on. You got to start somewhere. Every journey begins with the first step. There's philosophy. What up, Mally Mal? I had a decent day, Mally Mal. I'm going to be right back to like break-even point today. Like I've won money, gave it back, won money, gave it back, had a good night with baseball, and now I'm about to lose the 2 fucking late games. And the only reason I lost money today is because I sort of fucking in-game hedged with the Argentina game. I played an in-game total fucking 2.5. Because I didn't think Nigeria would score again, but I was like, fucking if Argentina scores, then it's okay because we have thousands of dollars in parlays. If they don't score, then at least I'll hit the fucking under, right? But I ended up losing because they scored. But I'll take it. So I sort of bit one. You know, I sacrificed it today a bit. It was sort of my own little mini hedge in game. The same shit. I started off the day real good today in soccer too. I posted the pics. I told you there would be a goal. I told you last night there'll be a goal in the first 25 minutes of the Argentina game. They're going to be desperate, and there was. That's got to be a base hit. Yes, fucking right. Go, run, motherfucker, run, run. It's going to be a plate to plate. Safe. Yes! Oh, fuck, he nearly caught it, man. But he sliced it down the fucking, it was like a slicer. Down the fucking right, down the right base line. Right field line. And right fielder, like fucking, it would have been a hell of a fucking catch, but He shanked it. It went off the heel of his glove. Ball went into the corner. Suddenly it's 2-2. Rocky's man on third. That's why I stated every journey begins with the first step, with Story getting on with the single. Come on, man. Let's go, Rockies. One more, baby. Let's get this plus 130 home. San Francisco's pitching change now. I almost feel just at any awkward pause or anytime we just need to take a breath, we should just go.
I don't know. Alan Glass Bell better get out his pencil. He is going to have his hands full, and there's still fights breaking out everywhere on the ice. I've never seen a scene like this, Bill, ever. I've seen many a nasty brawl, but never one as vicious and as long as this one.
Whalers played to overtime in a game interrupted by Donnybrook. The heavyweights were Jack Carlson and New England's enforcer, Nick Fotiu.
Before the game started, it was a big game. Nick came over to me and said, Shank, if you touch the puck tonight, I'm going to kill you. Jack skates over to him, said, you touch him, I kill you. I turned to Harry and said, this is great hockey, isn't it?
In the first period, the Saints were outplayed.
Bill Butters, a conspicuous absentee in period number 1.
Harry wasn't playing us, so Glenn came down and he had a little meeting with Kurt Brackenberry, myself, Jack Carlson, and Harry Neal in a little cubbyhole of a room. And Glenn said, what do you think these guys are here for, Harry?
They called Butters and myself and Kurt Brackenberry and then said, listen, we're going to start you guys and see if we can get this thing turned around. And if need be, if you need to get something going, do it.
Throwing some punches at Larry Plow.
So at the start of the second period, the puck drops. They don't worry about the puck. They drop their gloves and they start hammering.
Brackenberry gets 2 right hands. Selwood wrestling him now. 15 feet inside the line. His Butters sneaks up. Shot on Plow. Bill Butters. That's all. Here comes the Larry.
And one of the things told the Bill was, if anybody looks at you, Bill, sucker.
The despicable sucker punching Larry Plow. And now Nick and Carlson come together.
Well, I got paired up with their tough guy. His name is Nick Fotiu, who was a New York State boxing champion.
Here they go. Fotiu and Carlson.
You could hear the knuckles hitting their faces. It was unbelievable. And one each said to the other, are you finished? Had enough? Yes, yes. And when Nick dropped his gloves, dropped his hands, Jack suckered him. He went right down like a big timber.
Oh, Carlson just called back Nick.
We went at it pretty good for about 10 or 15 minutes.
I've never seen a scene like this, Bill, ever. I've seen many a nasty brawl, but never one as vicious and as long as this one.
They boarded the same charter with us, returning to St. Paul. We were already on the plane, and then the Hartford team came on after us.
We were coming by, and we're looking at the guys, and now Nick comes in. And his face is pretty messed up. And Jake Walton says, looking good, Nicky. Well, I thought another ball was going to start out in the plane, but we kind of won that series on that airplane. I think we won that series.
They took the same plane back to. That's awesome. Olin Nolan. What's up, Olin? Come on, Olin. Olin's like, what are you guys doing? What's going on? You obviously didn't hear the show last night. What that is, what we're playing is from 1975, okay? In 1975, in the World Hockey Association, the Minneapolis St. Paul Fighting Saints, the Minneapolis Fighting Saints and the Hartford Whalers got into the biggest brawl in the history of hockey, which was pretty much the inspiration for the movie Slapshot. And the Hanson brothers, the Carlson guy, the Hanson, all right? So, and it's crazy, there was a guy named Hanson, but it was actually the Carlson brothers that are the Hansons. So, anyways, my uncle was in it. My uncle was on that team. And I told a story last night about how my uncle played in one of the biggest brawls of all time. But I said, there's no video of it. And last night I stumbled upon the audio, which I've never heard in my life before. And so the audio that you hear is the only documentation of this, that it happened, is the audio of it. There's no video of this. There's no pictures. There's no video. There's the audio of this. And what you just heard was an interview with the players like years later on the anniversary of the fight. Uh, 2-2, bottom of the 8th inning right now. But what's so great about it is the fucking names, man. And I got to tell you, I don't know, where's Mark O'Leary? I wanted to ask you this, old man, because old man's one of the smartest guys in the chat. Really is a smart guy. And old man's from the New England area, so I wanted to ask, who's that announcer? Fuck. Those announcers were great for the Hartford Whalers. Did my uncle do drugs? Not really like recreational drugs, no. But yeah, in the NHL, he was on fucking drugs, yeah. Everybody in the NHL in the fucking 80s was on speed. Like, they pop like fucking speed and pills, like uppers and shit like that. So, yeah, he used to fucking have the shakes and shit all the time. What, you think you're going to fight against fucking Nick Fatoyu and these guys without fucking little help? Like, fucking, this guy fucking had fucking, you know, this guy, he's in brawls and shit like that. And the craziest fucking, like, hockey brawls in the history of the sport. Yeah, these guys were boozers. Like, he had a booze problem and pills and shit like that. He became a born-again Christian and doesn't talk to anybody. Now, he's from another side of my family. I didn't grow up with him. Like, he married into my family type shit, but I was around him my whole life as a kid. So he doesn't like, it's funny, he doesn't like the same people I don't like. He doesn't talk to the same people I don't talk to. It's very interesting. So he actually lives in Chicago. He's married to like a fucking model and shit. He's married to a super hot chick. He's a born-again Christian. He saw the light after fucking, you know, years of boozing and fucking carousing in the NHL and shit. And he's in very good shape. He was the strength and conditioning coach for the Cape Breton Oilers. April will probably know the Cape Breton Oilers. I don't know if they still exist. They probably don't anymore, the Cape Breton Oilers. But at the time, years ago, the Edmonton Oilers, like, they had a farm team or something in Cape Breton. Like, he was a fitness guy, right? He was in good shape and shit. So he became like a personal trainer or a trainer at some gym or franchise or whatever. And he became successful as a personal trainer. And then he was like, he got hired by like the Oilers and the Blues and shit as like their training in the minor leagues. Yeah, exactly. They were all on pills in those days. Same with baseball. Wow, that's Bill Rasmussen there, huh? And Bob Newmeyer. Wow. Brackenberry was a very nice guy. What were the fucking skates called? Okay, remember there was Micron. Let's see. Yeah, that's what he had to deal with. That was it. Here they are, yeah. My uncle had a contract, a sponsorship. You know, everyone in the NHL has some sort of little deal, right? So fucking, he actually had a sponsorship with Micron skates. He wasn't on billboards or anything like that, but, you know, he'd fucking show up at a fucking auto dealership or something once in a while for them, you know what I mean? But, so he got free Micron skates. Like, they were the plastic ones, if you remember. So, he used to give them to me and shit. It's pretty cool. He's a nice guy. Like, he used to give me his Micron skates, and he used to ask them, he'd ask them for goalie skates for me. Like, he'd fucking tell them, fucking throw in a couple of goalie skates, fucking size 8, fuck, you know? And he'd deliver them and shit, man. I'd get a box in my house, man. I'd open them up. I was like fucking all thrilled. I was, oh my God, fuck, you know what I mean? Boom, new goalie skates, fuck, for my uncle and shit. Like, he was a nice guy. Like, fucking, like, he treated me very well. Like, it's funny, too, because he doesn't like a lot of people in my family, but I got along really well with him. He liked me, and he used to give me skates. He played for the Quebec Nordiques for years, so he gave me fucking a Quebec Nordique jersey and autograph sticks, all the players, the Stastnys, Mario Goulet, fucking Daniel Bouchard, like the Nordique teams, fuck, like all their fucking, I met all the Quebec Nordiques when I was a kid. I had a fucking Nordique hat. I used to piss people off in Montreal, fuck. I wore a Nordique hat. I used to wear a Nordique jersey to school and shit. It would piss people off. That was like fucking, you know, that's fighting words in Montreal. I'd roll in with my Nordique jersey. What are you going to say? It's my uncle. Fuck you. You know? When your uncle plays for the Habs, and people would bitch, I'd be like, yeah, well, my grandfather played for the Canadians too, so suck my dick. All right? I can do what I want. It's pretty much a thing. You cheer for whatever your relative team is on. So I was a Nordique. I was a Canadiens fan as a kid, but when my uncle was on the Nordiques, I became a Nordique fan. It pissed my grandfather off too. He's like, no, don't fall for his Nordique stuff. Like, my grandfather used to, like, I remember Kurt gave me like a Nordique jersey and a hat and everything. I put it on. I was all stoked. My grandfather, like, the next day, gave me like a Habs jersey. He's like, here, fuck. You know, here, son. This is, you know, take it easy on this. My grandfather was very English. He's like, take it easy on this, you know, this Nordiques thing, right? My grandfather actually liked the Leafs, fuck. But fucking, he didn't like the Nordiques. I remember my grandfather telling me the Nordiques were goons. He's like, they're just goons, these guys. They can't play with the Canadians. They just try to fight them. That's why they fight them. And then he got traded to the Edmonton Oilers. My grandfather, though, my grandfather actually would have been a Toronto Maple Leaf. He got offered a contract with the Maple Leafs, except he didn't want to leave Montreal because of my grandmother. He was like, oh, I'm happy in Montreal. And he actually I think he got drafted. Fuck, it's pretty crazy. Like, he told me the story about, like, he told me, like, you know, your grandfather's cool when he tells you a story about how Clarence Campbell drafted him. He's like, yeah, Clarence Campbell used to call me and always want me to be on the Leafs and stuff, but I had a good life in Montreal. I didn't want to, you know. It was different in those days, right? Guys fucking, you know, it wasn't like free agency and, oh, I'll go wherever, right? That was his life in Montreal. So I met Punch Imlach. You know what Punch Imlach is? Well, if you're older hockey, you know Punch Imlach. Punch Imlach, legend, right? Same shit. My grandfather was tight with Punch Imlach. And I went to see a Buffalo Sabre game with my grandfather. And in between periods, he took me into basically like the restricted area, right? Like he just walked in, you know, whatever, man. My grandfather, he played, you know what I mean? My grandfather was known at the Montreal Foreman shit, and they knew he was on the team and he was on the Royals and blah, blah. So my grandfather could walk in. So he took me and he goes, come here, I want to introduce you to someone. So he took me outside the Buffalo Sabres room in between periods. And it was like fucking, you know, 4-0 for the Canadians. The Canadians were kicking the shit out of the Sabres. And I was a kid, and he goes, my grandfather treated me like a son. He was like, son, I want you to meet Mr. Punch Imlach. He had the hat on, crusty old man. He goes, I want you to meet Punch Imlach. And he's like, me and Punch go way back, And then they started joking with each other. Hey, I remember those times in the 40s there, and they're laughing and shit. You know, and they're all like, you know, so they're sort of joking with each other and shit. And I'm like, so Imlach tells me, are you enjoying the game? I go, oh, it's great, sir. I go, the Canadians are beating those Sabres. Great game. And he goes, yeah, well, I don't think it's so great. He goes, I don't think it's so great. And he goes, you know why? Because the Buffalo Sabres are my team. My grandfather was cracking up after. He goes, hey, Punch Imlach's the president of the Sabres. You know, you just told him you were happy they were losing 4-0. It was funny too, like fucking Punch Imlach was a scary dude. He had that hat. Fucking. Yeah, my grandfather loved that. He told that story for years. I think he told my grandmother when he got back home. Gabriel Ash fucking told Punch Imlach he was happy. My I wanted Punch Imlach, you know. Punch Imlach was a hard ass dude. Like Punch Imlach didn't laugh. Like he wasn't joking. He goes, I don't think it's very funny at all. We're losing 4-0. And he goes, that's my team. And he goes, he gave me like a stern look and shit. My grandfather after, wow. He's the president and general manager of the Sabres. He's kind of upset. You know, his team sucks. Fucking. It's funny. My grandfather used to, like, on the way home, he'd explain to me, you know, why this team would suck. You know, the Buffalo Sabres suck because, you know, of this or. Yeah, Punch. Punch Imlach. My grandfather played for Toe Blake, one of the best coaches in the history of sport. He also played for Dick Irvin Sr. Dick Irvin's the announcer, but Dick Irvin was like a legendary coach in Montreal. I've got good hockey stories from that stuff. I could go on for fucking days. Like I could tell you like fucking this, that, fucking, you know, about different hockey guys and shit. But we were talking about my uncle. And I was saying he was a nice guy. So he fucking used to give me shit. All right. So he got traded to the Edmonton Oilers. Except he got traded to the Oilers in Wayne Gretzky's rookie season. 3-2 San Francisco. Fucking fuck job. So Wayne Gretzky my uncle got traded in 1981 to the Edmonton Oilers. And Wayne Gretzky was a rookie, just a kid and shit. And the Edmonton Oilers came to Montreal. And I took school off. It was fuck. I remember my father was being a dick about it. And he was like, all right, fuck. And I told him, I got to go to the fucking practice with the Oilers and shit. And my uncle came to town, man. He was a fucking cool dude, man. I had a tough childhood and shit. So my uncle was like really nice to me and shit. So he came to town, the Oilers, and man, like he made a big day of it, like fucking on a game day and shit. So at like fucking 10, 11 in the morning, he told me to meet him. I was 11 years old. He told me to meet him. I went alone too. Fuck. He told me to meet him at this diner across the street from the Montreal Forum where the players always used to eat. And he said, be there at 11 a.m. and I'll meet you for breakfast. All right. And I'll give you tickets to the game and all, whatever. So I meet him at 11 a.m. for breakfast, and I'm sitting there with him and shit. And he goes, oh, by the way, he goes, I have a couple of friends that are going to be joining us. So I'm sitting there eating breakfast, and fucking I look up, and it's Wayne Gretzky and Mark Messier. Fucking Mark Messier and Wayne Gretzky sit down at the booth with us, and they're like, what's up, kid? Fuck, how you doing? I hear you're a goalie. Fuck. Hey, I hear your team's doing good. I'm like, holy shit, fuck, man. Fucking, I got goosebumps right now, fuck. The hair standing up. I'm like, holy shit, fuck. It's fucking Wayne Gretzky. Sitting there eating breakfast with Wayne Gretzky, fuck, So I'm sitting there eating breakfast, and Gretzky's beside me, and Mark Messier and my uncle are in front. So Wayne Gretzky's fucking beside me and shit. So I'm eating breakfast. And, we had the newspaper there. And I said to Gretzky, I said, Mr. Gretzky, and he's like, call me Wayne, fuck. I'm like, well, Wayne, I said, look, you're only 3 points behind Marcel Dion for first overall in scoring. And he goes, oh, am I? He goes, I don't know. He goes, I didn't know that. And he goes, I thought I was like 10 points back. And he goes, I don't really follow that stuff. And he goes, let me see. It was funny. Gretzky goes, let me see that. So Gretzky looks and he goes, oh, shit. He's sort of like, he starts talking to Messier. He's like, yeah, look, fuck. He goes a couple of points behind. And Gretzky's like, I don't really follow. And he goes, Marcel Dion's a great player and shit like that. So after the breakfast and shit, they fucking took me into the dressing room. And then I met the whole fucking team and shit. They gave me fucking all the Oilers gear, and fucking Andy Moog was the goalie. So was Grant Fuhr, but Grant Fuhr was left-handed. I was a goalie and I was right-handed. So Andy Moog gave me all these goalie sticks, and they fucking sawed them off for me down so they would fit me and shit. And I came home with so much shit, like a hockey bag, full of shit, like. Fucking Andy Moog gave me goalie gear. My uncle gave me skates. Fucking Wayne Gretzky gave me a stick. Fucking, I had so much fucking shit. So I went to the practice and shit. And then they fucking raised it up a notch. They said, how would you like to come on the ice and fucking stop some pucks? And I was like, oh, fuck, man. I was like, oh, really? And then my grandfather showed up at the arena at the Forum, and my grandfather was like, I don't think this is a good idea. He's 11 years old. He shouldn't be on the ice with you guys. And they were like, no, we'll take it easy on him and shit. Don't worry. It'll be all right. And the thing is, though, the practice got cut short. Or something happened with Glenn Sather and whatever, and it was like, oh, fuck, sorry. We can't. There's not enough time for you to go on the ice. We can't do this. But so I was kind of disappointed, but then my uncle tells me, listen, I got a good idea, fuck. And he goes, we got a couple hours, fuck. So, and the thing is, I had my pads at home. I didn't have goalie gear. So he told me, fucking, he goes, go home. My grandfather, he goes, you guys go get your goalie gear. And he goes, we'll meet at the park, fuck. And there was a park. and him and a couple of the Oilers fucking came over in the afternoon to the park, fuck. And fucking hung out with the kids in the park, man. It's like the old days is different, man. You know what I mean? That NHL guys showed up and shit on a game day in a Montreal rink playing shinny. And my uncle Brackenberry started fucking hitting kids and shit. He started bumping kids and fucking shooting pucks at people and shit. And so I'm in the net and fucking the Oilers are teeing up shots and shit. And they're aiming at my head. But Brackenberry said, aim at his head, fuck. Brackenberry was a psycho, right? And, I could take it. So he said, aim at his head. So fucking they're aiming at my head. And they're fucking teeing it up and they're laughing and shit. And I'm ducking. My grandfather's on the side yelling, he's just a kid. Hey, my grandfather didn't like Brackenberry. He's like, he's just a kid. Hey, my grandfather thought Brackenberry was just a goon. So fucking my grandfather's yelling at Kurt and shit. Stop fucking shooting at his head. He's like, all right, that's enough. Gabriel, come here. That's enough. That's My grandfather's walking on the ice. All right, you know. And after my grandfather was like fucking pissed, he was telling my grandmother, fucking Brad, you know, fucking Kurt, guy starts fights with kids at the rink. He goes, what kind of pro is that? Like Brackenbury was mouthing off at people. Like Brackenbury like was shooting pucks at people and laughing about it and shit. And then we went to the game that night. The Oilers played the Montreal Canadiens. And the Montreal Canadiens beat the Oilers like 5-0, I think. The Canadiens shut them out. They beat the shit out of the Oilers. They beat them easily. And Brackenbury broke Mario Tremblay's nose. Brackenbury and Mario Tremblay got into a fight. And Brackenbury just fucking went after him. Fuck. It was like 4-0 and whatever. The Oilers went into goon mode and shit. And Brackenbury went out, fucking just smoked fucking Mario Tremblay, popped his face. Oh, he dropped it. It's a live ball. Double, leadoff double. Rocky. So Brackenbury fucking pops Mario Tremblay's nose, fucking blood everywhere and shit like that. Fucking. I told you the story. That's when after the game, he took me and I was waiting outside the Oiler room. And he took me to the Canadiens room after. He went through we went around and went to the Canadiens room. And he told you don't go in the room, right? But so he told the door guy, he goes, get Mario Tremblay. Fuck. And Tremblay came out, his nose all fucked up. And I was right there, man. Brackenbury fucking told him. He goes, I'm sorry about your nose, Mario. And he goes, if it's any consolation, I think I broke my hand. And Kurt's hand was like fucking fucked, all right? Like fucked. I never seen a hand like this in my life, even a UFC fighter. Like his hand was grotesque, man. Like it was fucking deformed and like bones sticking out and shit. And he's like, if it's any consolation, he goes, I'm sure my hand hurts more than your face. And Kurt shows him his hand. And he shook hand with his other hand. He's like, I can't, you know. And they sort of hugged. And he was like, I remember Kurt like rubbed his head. He's like, man, you know. And he goes, I'm just doing my job, man. And he fucking, and Mario was like, no problem. You are a class act. And fucking, they did a little embrace. And Kurt told me after, he goes, you always go see the guy that you punched. Because I was surprised. I said, you just punched him and you're talking to him. And I thought you guys didn't like each other. And he goes, no. He goes, it's not about not liking each other. It's just a job. It's just a business. And he goes, that's my job to punch people. And he goes, it's a respect. And he goes, I always go make sure the other guy's okay after the game. So that's the code, man. That's what I was talking about. That's how this started last night, about the code of the enforcer. You don't start fights with bitches. You don't, you know what I mean? There's a code to this stuff. Yeah, Kelly, yeah, you remember him in Edmonton. Yeah, he was popular. Thanks, Kelly. You know, Semenko was the guy, right? You know. So my uncle lived in the shadow of Semenko at the time, but Brackenbury was there before Semenko, right? The problem with Brackenbury was he just quite wasn't good enough to keep up with the Oiler players. You know, it was hard. You know, I remember him saying this too. He knew kind of, you know, because I remember talking to him and it was like, wow, man, you're playing with Wayne Gretzky and Mark Messier. And he said, it's very hard. He said, this is the hardest like team ever to play with. He goes, these kids, it's just another level. And he was right. Like we saw, it was another level. Gretzky turned out to be the greatest hockey player of all time. It was hard. Imagine, you know what I mean? Like you think Wayne Gretzky or whatever, but yeah, you're on the ice with Wayne Gretzky. You're not as good as him. You know what I mean? You're not as good as Messier. You're not as good as Yari Curry. Like there was a pecking order on that team. He just wasn't good enough to stay on the ice with these guys, right? Even as a tough guy. They were another level of good. Like Dave Semenko was a little bit better all around of a hockey player than he was. So Semenko got in, right? Brackenbury was a little older at that point in time too. Like, look, that was 1981. Brackenbury was in the fucking WHA in 75. He was getting a little older. It sucked for him because the Oilers, so the year that I met him and with the Oilers fucking lost in the playoffs in the first round or something. It was the next year. It was like Wayne Gretzky's second year in the NHL. He made it to the finals. And my uncle was on that team, and he got traded the year that they went to the finals. Sorry, they went to the finals. My bad. Sorry, they went to the finals with my uncle, and they lost in 4 straight to the Islanders. I told a story last night about how he hit Potvin shit. So that was it. They went to the finals right away with Gretzky. They lost in 4 straight. They got swept by the Islanders. The next year, he got traded. Fuck. And the next year, the Oilers won the cup. So he got traded, and the Oilers won the cup. He would have won the cup, but he got traded. He got traded to the St. Louis Blues. And he was on the Blues for like a year and a half, and he fizzled out of the NHL after that. And he became the Cape, but the Edmonton Oilers liked him, so he became the Cape Breton Oilers fucking strength and conditioning coach. And there's the Kurt Brackenberry story. Now we'll wrap it up with this, which is the worst part about this is so. I told you Wayne Gretzky gave me a hockey stick. I went to the park with that hockey stick and played with it and fucking broke it. I guess I did what you're supposed to do with a hockey stick, right? I mean, these were the days you don't think about memorabilia and shit. I went and I played shinny in the park like a cool kid. And I was like, look, I got Wayne Gretzky's stick. Fucking, and I fucking broke it. I broke it. I remember the park, man. Fucking, what the fuck? Kingston fucking Park in NDG. I broke it. I remember fucking taking a slap shot and it fucking snapped, man. Fucking, I snapped Wayne Gretzky's stick, fuck, of his rookie fucking year. That stick sold for like $7,000 recently, I think. Whatever. It is what it is. I can't go back in time. This is 30 fucking years ago that I broke this stick, 35 years ago. But just imagine, 35 years ago, there was a little Morency fucking in a park playing with Wayne Gretzky's stick and breaking it. Thank you very much, Matt. Well, whatever, man. I thought, I was gonna meet Gretzky all the time and shit. My uncle got traded. Wayne Gretzky's a nice guy. He was a very nice guy. Look, I've met most of the Oilers, even like in the later years and shit, again. And like I've told them, yeah, Brackenberry's my uncle and stuff. And some of them get really nice to me and fucking, like I've gotten drunk with some dudes where they've told me stories, like Rick Bowness and shit. Rick Bowness, the old coach, him and Brackenberry were buddies. I met Bowness. I got drunk with the Ottawa Senator coach once in a bar after a game. It was pretty funny. And all because of my uncle. It started a conversation. And it was funny. He told me because we were drinking and I had a couple of shots and he knew I was in the media. And I said, yeah, Kurt Brackenberry is my uncle. And he's like, yeah, no shit, huh? And he goes, no wonder you're so stupid. It was funny, Bones. Honestly, took a real sleazy shot at me. I like real locker room fucking pot shot. Started laughing. We're doing shots, me and Bonus and shit. Like I said, Larry Plow. Some guys don't like him though, right? you know, he was a goon, so he did hit some people and shit, right? So not everyone's a fan of his. Like Larry Plow wasn't a big, and Larry Plow was in that fight on the other team, right? So when I told Larry Plow said, "Oh yeah, he's a piece of work." Fuck. That's all Larry Plow said. He goes, "Oh yeah." He goes, "Yeah, I know Brackenberry well, as you know." He goes, "We were there that night." And then Larry Plow, that was the night Larry Plow on the air. He was on the air. He even told me, he goes, "Yeah." He said, "I've been involved in NHL and WHA hockey for 50 years." And he even said, he goes, "You know, that's the inspiration for Slapshot, right?" I could listen to that brawl like all night. Fuck. The names just one after another in the call. Oh, fuck. Double play. Fuck me. Game over. Fuck. Fucking slow motherfucker. They're going to review, but it's over. Yeah, the names to me, though, are just the best. Fuck. Bill Butters. Like, seriously. Bill Butters. Brackenberry's a great one, too. It just sounds like a... Doesn't Brackenberry just sound like a jarhead? I'm not going to get into it, too, because I can tell you some crazy shit, but I'm not going to. But, like, they're fucking nuts. Like, trust me. Like, there's crazy shit I can't even talk about. Like Brackenberry sounds like just a jarhead fucking... Yeah, Brackenberry's going to fucking kick your ass tomorrow. Like Brackenberry just sounds like a dude that's going to start a hockey fight, doesn't it? Oh, no, there's Brackenberry. Bill Butters. That's like that, man. Bill Butters just sucker punched Fatia. He cold cocked him. That's the meanest, most low down, dirty, meanest trick I've ever seen. Yeah, Bill Butters, Brackenberry, Gambucci. It's great. Here comes Gambucci. Here comes Gambucci. And then you got, oh, here's McCartan. Oh, here's Hansen. And then here's the main event, Carlson. McCartan. Here comes, and Bill Butters. Bill Butters sucker punched him. Brackenberry started it all. Fuck, we almost got to hear it one more time. It's just too good. It's just
Jack Ferrer and I talked about Bill Butters, a conspicuous absentee in period number 1. But the first shift, he's out there drawing a minor penalty. Larry throwing some punches at Larry Plow. Larry Plow went after him, too, and that gives you some idea. If you're a regular follower of the Whalers, well, now Brackenberry and Selwood want to go, and here they go. Brackenberry and Selwood. Brackenberry gets to right hand. Selwood wrestling him now. 15 feet inside the line. Here's Butters, sneaks a shot on Plow. Bill Butters from behind. That's all. Here comes the Lee. We've got a wild brawl here now. Lee is in on Butters. McCartan kicks out. French. We've got a wild brawl here at the Civic Center. Both benches have
it's just too good.
Involved. Players fighting everywhere inside the Saint Zone. Everyone paired off for Tio now in Carlson. 2 players wrestling down here. It looks like Hank Slavin, Bob. I'll tell you, that's one of the most ungentlemanly, sneaky, just plain rotten things I've ever seen. Butters came from behind, came up behind Plow and cold-cocked him from behind. Smith and Garrett are at it. Hank Slavin has somebody down Landon, and Slavin's hurt, Bill. They're calling for the trainer. And now Gambucci and Hurley, who are wrestling at center,
Gambucci and
Hurley. Smith and Garrett fighting. Wild scene here at the Civic Center as players in sticks and gloves all over the ice.
Yeah, now I can tell it's
Rasmussen. The
Rasmussen.
situation is Selwood and Brackenberry, who started it all, are now kind of just hugging each other at center ice, dancing around. But you're right, Bill, the despicable act by Bill Butters, sucker punching Larry Plow. And now, here we go. We still got Smith and Garrett involved with Busnick and Ricky Lee. and Landon's out there with McCartan. And here we go again.
McCartan.
But Garrett isn't taking off his mask. And now Nick and Carlson come together. And now Nick wants Carlson. It's obvious. This may be the main event. He was just holding off. Only 2 Saints, 1 in each hand. Oh, Carlson just cold cut Nick. And Nick comes right back at him. Here they go. Portillo and Carlson. Look at them slugging each other. And down here in the far right hand, Brackenberry and Selwood still having some comments, still taking some swings.
The best part is, you notice every dickhead move in this fucking brawl is done by the Fighting Saints. Oh, Butter sucker punched him. Carlson, like, it's all the Fighting Saints that did the dickhead fucking sucker punches Colcox.
It looks like Saturday night at Roseland in New York. Everybody's paired off. All the good guys in white and the other ones are in blue. And linesmen, now Frenchie and Hampson are going at it. Selwood and Brackenberry. Bob, you watch the left-hand boards, I'll watch the right, and we'll just kind of override each other. How about that? Well, now Butters and Swain are going at it in front. Smith now flailing away at Garrett. Right hands by Al Smith on John Garrett. Carlson and Portillo are separated. Nick's face is bloody. We've got a wild scene here in Hartford. And the irony of it all, look at the 2 trainers, Joe Altott and Glenn Gostick, just calmly chirping at the line. Selwood and Brackenberry finally get rid of each other. We've got cuts, and Nick is cut. He's going right to the box after Carlson. He shrugs the linesman off, gets spun around, and now both linesmen are in front of Portillo. He's going into the visitor's box if he can get there, Bob. Well, affable Bill Henderson, the Oilers director of minor officials, must be counting his breath down there because he's got Carlson in there and an angry Portillo and a cut Portillo wanting at Mr. Carlson. But as we suspected, Glass Bell let this get out of hand. It all started, and now Butters and Swain, and Smith wants a piece of Butters. Look at Al Smith against Bill Butters.
Butters is taking everyone on.
Out of the play, too. Smitty kills him. Smitty is really laying on Butters, and Butters takes another right hand. Now O'Donnell is into it. And Portillo comes up.
O'Donnell.
And now Brackenberry and Swain go at it.
Brackenberry and Swain now.
This just mayhem on the ice. Portillo racing it after Brackenberry. And now Carlson out of the penalty box.
Portillo after Brackenberry.
Like this in 20 years. Right into the players' bench. In the Saints players' bench, there is a battle like you wouldn't believe. Portillo and Carlson
bench now.
are down on the floor on the players' bench, Bob. You got to get up here to see it all. Well, we hope this ends soon. Cooler head. And now fans throwing beer down there. I hope they don't get involved in that because then it really will get nasty. I don't know. Alan Glassbell better get out his pencil. He is going to have his hands full, and there's still fights breaking out everywhere on the ice. I've never seen a scene like this, Bill, ever. I've seen many a nasty brawl, but never one as vicious and as long as this one.
Great piece of history right there. Great piece of history. Surprisingly enough, there were only 41 penalties out of all that. I'd like to know how many penalty minutes Brackenberry got in that game. I like what they said before. If you touch the puck, I'm going to kill you. And Buddy says, if you kill him, I'm going to kill you. What he said, fucking, now we're playing some hockey. That's some fucking great stuff right there. Even though my uncle is fucking Brackenberry, I want to get a Bill Butters jersey. Fuck. I'm surprised the fight doesn't have its own Wikipedia page. There's a lot of stories about it. Here's a list of the 10 worst hockey brawls of all time. Philadelphia Flyers, Montreal Canadiens, 1987. Yeah, that was a fucking shit show. This is a good one. Game 6 of the 1987 conference finals. The Philadelphia Flyers were playing in Montreal. Montreal liked to end his pregame warm-up by sliding a puck into their opponent's empty net after they left the ice. But on this day, the Flyers told them not to do it. Montreal didn't listen, and the end result was a brawl before the game even started. That was fucking awesome. I remember that, man. Guys were running out of the fucking locker room onto the ice and fucking gone. It was a shit show, fuck.
Alors, Gilles, vas-y maintenant. Alors là, c'est Nyland et Brown qui sont restés accrochés l'un à l'autre pendant un très long moment. Les accrochages, d'autres sports, je parle de sport.
Yeah, that was a good one. Calgary Cowboys versus the Quebec Nordiques, 1976. Detroit Red Wings versus St. Louis Blues, 1991. Boston Bruins versus St. Louis Blues, 1969. In the preseason. The preseason game took place in Ottawa between the Bruins and the Blues and saw one of the most horrendous acts ever to take place on the ice. Stick swinging incidents in those days weren't all that uncommon, but this incident was above and beyond brutal. Boston defenseman Ted Green got into a fight with Wayne Mackey. During the incident, Mackey swung his stick and hit Green in the head with full power. Green ended up sustaining brain damage and a fractured skull. He did return to the ice. And eventually, he was one of the first players ever to wear a helmet. The incident itself is one of the major factors in the NHL making helmets mandatory. Green wasn't incident by any means. He actually swung his stick at Mackey first and barely missed his head. After the game, both players were arrested on assault charges. Green needed 5 hours of surgery to save his life. Both players were found not guilty in an Ottawa court. As you can imagine, both benches emptied and a brawl ensued. Preseason. Yeah, this is the time. This was the end of the era. The last time we've ever had shit like this was really Fight Night at the Joe, 1997. Joe Louis Arena was the site in 1997 when the Colorado Avalanche got together with the Detroit Red Wings. The game has also been called the Brawl in Hockey Town or Bloody Wednesday. When the night went for owner, there was blood all over the ice. And that was the game with a famous battle between Mike Vernon and Patrick Waugh.
And this is what has happened here tonight. Wow. Lidstrom to McCarty. Here is Larionov. Avalanche holding the Red Wings in their own zone. Larionov and Forsberg away from the play. Peter Forsberg took a swipe at Igor Larionov. And it isn't often that we see Igor Larionov go, but he did. And now Darren McCarty gets his shots in at Claude Lemieux.
Oh, fuck. Patrick Waugh's a fucking nutshot.
Oh, my goodness.
When you watch the replay, Patrick Waugh fucking launches himself. That was the fourth best hockey brawl. That was a good one, fuck. I remember that one. I remember that night. That was a shit show, fuck. Fucking McCarty really cheap shot at Lemieux there, but Lemieux deserves it. Good Friday Massacre. To me, this is, I got to always have a sentimental spot in my heart for the Good Friday Massacre in 1984. The 1984 game between bitter rivals, the Montreal Canadiens and Quebec Nordiques, is one that'll never be forgotten. The fans were in attendance that night at the Montreal Forum saw not one, but two bench-clearing brawls. The playoff game was nearing the end of the second period when everything got out of control. Jean Armel took a punch to the eye that knocked him out cold. On top of that, Mario Tremblay bloodied up Peter Stastny's face. Number two, the shoe incident. If you guys don't know the shoe incident, this is fucking classic. December 23rd, 1979, the New York Rangers were hosting the Boston Bruins at Madison Square Garden. The Bruins held on for a 4-3 victory in a game that ended with Phil Esposito being shut down as he broke for the game-tying goals. The clock was about to run out. As the Bruins were celebrating the victory in the corner of Rick, a scrum broke out between the teams. A fan reached over the glass and hit Boston Stan Jonathan in the face with a rolled-up game program, drawing blood. I told you to roll up a piece of paper, you fuck someone up. The fan then grabbed Jonathan's stick and took off. Boston legend Tara O'Reilly saw what happened and climbed over the glass and went after the fan in his skates in the stands. The entire Bruins squad followed him up into the stands, and suddenly there was something going on that nobody had ever seen before. An NHL hockey team was in the fights in a brawl with the fans, in full uniform and with skates on. To say it was mayhem is an understatement. Mike Milbury went after captain, but Peter McNabb, a guy who never got into fights, got him first. When Mike Milbury arrived, Cactum kicked him, and then the famous incident happened. Mike Milbury caught his leg and ripped off Captain's shoe and started beating him up with his own shoe. When he was done, he threw the shoe over the glass onto the corner of the ice so he couldn't get it back. It took every security guard that was on duty that night at Madison Square Garden to break up the brawl. After the game, the Bruins bus was rocked by over 300 Ranger fans who was leaving the Garden. They needed an NYPD escort to get away. After the game, John Captain, his brother James, his father Manny, and a friend named Jap Guttenplan were all charged with disorderly conduct. All of the charges were eventually dropped. No charge was ever brought against any players. There were small suspensions handing out, but nothing major. Today, if a player to do that, he would be banned for life. And the number one brawl in the history of hockey, the brawl in the ball. Here's a picture of it. So there are a few still shots, sort of. Fuck, there's Brackenberry. Wow, I just found a picture of him. This is fucking awesome. There he is. There he is, fuck. There's Butters. Butters is all fucked up. Great shot. Before the WHA merged into the NHL, the Upstart League was known for its brawls. There were plenty of top-notch hockey players in the WHA who had left the NHL, but fighting was much more part of the WHA as was a shot on goal. On April 11th, we saw one of the longest and nastiest brawls ever. The New England Whalers played the Harvick Civic Center and are hosting the Fighting Saints in a first-round playoff game. The Civic Center was a hockey rink that was built inside of a building that housed a mall. Hence the legendary nickname, the Brawl in the Mall. The second, guys, we only have 5 minutes of audio. The second period featured a 32-minute bench-clearing brawl. 32 minutes. 32 minutes. We only have 5 of it on tape. There's an extended version with 7 minutes. The second period featured a 32-minute bench-clearing brawl. It saw players fight on the ice, the players' benches, and in the penalty boxes. The two feature bouts saw goalie Al Smith and John Garrett go at it, as well as heavyweights Jack Carlson and Nick Fatoyu, two of the toughest guys in the WHA at the time. It all started during a fight between Kurt Brackenberry and Brad Selwood. Bill Butters came up behind Larry Plow and sucker punched him. That was all that was needed to empty the benches. Butters took a severe beating from several Whalers. At one point, was getting beat down by 3 of them at the same time. Carlson and Fatoya went at it twice during the brawl, with the second one taking place on the Fighting Saints players bench. Later, Fatoya talked about the Donnybrook and said that he actually wanted to murder and kill Carlson. It was one wild brawl, one of the wildest I've ever been in, or with no question about it. One thing that scared me more than anything else is I could have, during that second fight with Jack Carlson, I would have killed him. I was that mad. We had gone through the door at the Minnesota players bench, and I was fighting him in there, and I wanted to murder him, seriously. When the dust settled, the WHA record was set, 41 penalties and a total of 217 penalty minutes. The most amazing part of it all was after the game 2 of the series, the team actually shared a charter flight back to Minnesota for the next game. There is no footage of the game anywhere to be found, but the radio call is very clear and gives a great description of what happened. 32 minutes. 32 minutes. Imagine just 32 minutes of chaos. Like, we heard 5 minutes of that because you heard Bill Butters say, he goes, yeah, man, me and Fatoy went at it for like 15 minutes. Right? So we only have 5 minutes of it. Like, it was 32 minutes, guys. That wasn't like, we've only, like, think about that. 32 minutes. We only heard 5 of it. That's some crazy shit. All right, let me just, I'll be 1 second. We'll come back. We'll wrap things up in a minute here. We'll give you some soccer picks on the way up. We got to get John Garrett on. I should get Brackenberry on. I should fucking track him down and get him on. But John Garrett too. We got to get some of these guys on. Tell us about that brawl. I want to hear from the guys who were there again. I want to hear. I want to talk to Bill Butters about this. Yeah, it took 3 guys. Bill Butters did 3 guys on. Dude, like they said, man, Butters got fucked up. There's a picture here of him. Look, you'll see Brackenberry in the middle of this too. It's great. There he is in the middle. But you can see Butters' face is fucked. Like, Butters is fucked up, man. And you heard in the video there, they said Fatoy was in bad shape when he got on the plane after the game. And they said, hey, looking good, Nick. You imagine? Then when you heard the interview, he goes, oh, shit, I thought we were going to brawl again on the plane. Fuck. Imagine they went on him on the plane. You're saying, Nick, looking good. Imagine telling this guy this. The New York State boxing champion, the biggest goon. And you hear in the audio here, you heard one part go, and Fatoy was chasing Brackenberry. It sounds like Brackenberry didn't want a part of fucking Fatoy. Yeah, they shared a flight after. Back. They got on the same plane. You know they got on the plane, were drinking beers, fucking, you know. Can you imagine now, like, if there was a 32-minute hockey brawl, they'd want to shut the league down, fuck. Like Gary Bettman, that little fucker that's going to the Hockey Hall of Fame, he'd think it's like the worst thing ever. Like, they'd want to shut the league down forever. That's why, like, when I say, like, hockey's good nowadays, these players are awesome and shit. Hockey players are better than they've ever been before from a skill standpoint, but the game's not the same. It's just not. And I guess, you know, you could argue, and I get, there might be younger people here that would say, you know, that's not hockey, what you guys did before. No, Brackenberry and Butters are on the same team. Butters and Brackenberry are on the Saints. I got to get a Saints jersey, fuck. It's just too good. That audio is just too fucking good, man. What a great call by Rasmussen as well. Well, disappointing we didn't hit the disappointing we lost the baseball games. We didn't lose money tonight, but whatever. I know, Van Fob. A period and a half, 32 minutes of fighting. My favorite brawl of all time, number 1, is the Quebec Nordique Montreal Canadian Good Friday one. The Nordique one was good. They mentioned the Flyers and Canadians in '87. There's a better Flyers one. You remember the one when Ron Hextall fucking went after Chris Chelios? That was a real Donnybrook. That was a real good Donnybrook. That was insanity. That was good. Ron Hextall was insane. Pretty much in the 70s, like the Canadians had like a shitload of fucking brawls. The Philadelphia Flyers had a shitload of brawls in the Bruins. The Canadians, the Flyers, and the Bruins just seemed to beat the shit out of each other all the time. What's up, Hayden? There's your shout out. Yeah, the Canada-Russia brawl, that was kind of nasty, that one. That wasn't as, that was different. That was a pretty ugly one. Hextall and Chelios went at it a bunch of times over the years. They didn't like each other, but there was the one in Montreal, like I said, that we read about when Montreal used to put the puck. That's kind of a dick move, right? So the Flyers warned them, don't shoot the puck into our net, and the Canadians did, and they set it up. But that was the pregame one in Montreal. But there was another one in Philadelphia, if you remember. Chris Chelios was fucking sucker punching people or nailing, like cheap shotting people left and right. And Hextall had enough of it. Fuck. You remember Hextall like fired a puck at him in the corner? Like the play stopped and the goalie like fucking fired the puck into the corner at fucking Chelios and then attacked him. Fuck. And Hextall was a big dude, right? For a goalie. Like he wasn't a pussy, man. Ron Hextall was like 6'4" or something like that. He was a big man. So Hextall and fucking Chelios were going at it. The EHL. No, I don't know the EHL. I know the East Coast Hockey League. I don't know the EHL. George Leroy. What's up, Pittsburgh Brew? Yeah, George Leroy, great fighter. George LaRock was a great fighter. And, we'll wrap it up with this, but about, you want hockey fights, guys. So, that was one thing. But, listen, I'm from Montreal, and one of the sponsors of my radio show in the old days was the Lachine Rapids, La Rapide de Lachine. They were part of the it was called the Quebec Semi-Pro League. Now it's called the North American Hockey League, which I don't understand why it's the North American Hockey League when you only have teams in Quebec. But it was the Quebec Semi-Pro Hockey League, except it was pro, but that was just the name of it, the Quebec Semi-Pro League. But it is like by far, it is the most violent league in the world. Like basically, if you don't want to get punched in the face, you can't play in this league. Like you will get punched in the face. Like that's sort of the deal. Like you play in this league, you're going to get fucked up. And when the NHL was on a lockout, George Laraque went there. This league is built about fighting. Like each player is allowed to get in 3 fights in the game before he gets kicked out. And you're basically expected to get in 3 fights. Like 1 fight per period. It's fucking nuts. I used to go to the games, man. It was fucking crazy. Like fucking so the players would start fighting and they'd play like Rocky music. Fuck. Like I Had a Tiger, dun, 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 dun. And they'd put spotlights on the ice. And instead of the referees trying to break it up, they'd like pick up the gloves and shit and let them go. Like Steve Pittsburgh Brew, Steve Bosse in the UFC, he came from that hockey league. Steve Bosse, the UFC fighter, is a 100% hockey goon. That's his fighting expertise. That's his fighting expertise. And he knocks people out in the UFC, too. He gets knocked out sometimes, but Steve Bosse is one of the toughest hockey fighters of all time. I don't care what league, whatever. Any fucking goon will tell you, I don't want to fight Steve Bosse. That's impressive. 180 minutes. The New Haven Blades. What a great name. The the Quebec Major June, the Quebec Semi-Pro League. Fucking psychotic, man. They used to play the Chiefs, like the slap shot. There was a team called the Chiefs. So they had the same uniform, the Laval Chiefs. The name of their arena was the House of Pain. And it was the House of Pain for a reason. Like, it was fucking nuts, guys. Like, over the top. Like, I'm talking, like, they had to shut it down nuts. Like, they had to move the team. They couldn't do it anymore. Like, there was Hell's Angels that owned the teams. There were fucking fights in the stands. They needed to fucking send not just cops. Like, it got to the point where they needed like 20 cops at fucking games and shit. Not just 2 cops, like 20 cops. The House of Pain, the Laval Chiefs, fuck. I think they were owned by the bikers, and they were over the top. They didn't care about salary caps. They hired like star players. Fucking Bobby Dallas, the former NHL, was on the team. Fucking, it was a shit show, like pure violence. Great league. Pete Gogan. Good shit, Ghoster. I'll check him out. Got to respect the Goods. Yeah, me too, Outback. I played hockey, and all of our games were like that, bro. Not all of them, but the teams we didn't like. Like, I'm dead serious. We used to play against this team called St. Pascal, and they used to wear the Nordique uniforms. Like, they were the Nordiques. Like, they were all French kids, and we were English kids. And we were, like, from a bad neighborhood and shit, so we had a lot of psycho kids on our team, and they were like a bunch of psychotic French kids, and fuck, the games were nasty, man. Like, really nasty. Like, fucking kids getting hurt nasty, and we used to fight after the game in the parking lot with brass knuckles and sticks. My grandfather waited in a car for me. Like, he didn't tell me, no, you're not going out there. He waited in the car for me. Like, after the game, we met in the parking lot, had a brawl in the parking lot as kids while our parents watched. Like, it's a different time nowadays. Like, nowadays, everyone will get arrested. Fuck. Your parents watched a bunch of 12-year-old kids and 13-year-old kids hit each other with sticks and brass knuckles in a parking lot after a hockey game. Like, wow, you know, it was tense. It was a tense rivalry. I remember, like, my face, I got fucking punched in the face and shit. All fucked up. The fucking coach of the other team comes up to me and my grandfather, and he's like, listen, fuck, if you ever want to play for us, we got a spot for you anytime. You're a great goalie. I was like, I'll consider it, actually. Man, like you said, you guys, like, Mal, you guys all played hockey. Cam, same thing. Cam was telling me about how a kid hit him over the head with a stick once and knocked him out cold. The guy got, like, fucking kicked out of the league and shit. We went to Lake Placid once, fucking played in a tournament, man, and, like, caused an international incident. It was embarrassing. Like, a couple of kids that we pulled like a UCLA, like, fucking half our team got arrested for stealing shit. So, like, we went on this fucking trip. Half our team stole shit. I fucking did acid. Fucking, a bunch of us did acid. And we were losing the game. It was a 2-game series, and we were losing the first game. Fucking, they caught us off guard. We thought they would be shit. You know what I mean? We'll beat these American kids easily. And they were actually pretty good. So we were losing the first game, and whatever, man. We went full fucking prick goon mode. I fucking slashed this fucking guy so fucking hard, man. Right in the back of the calf. He wasn't looking. I took the fucking blade of my stick and I fucking jammed it. Like, I fucking hit him as hard as I could. Bam. And he told me fucking, like, he fucking sort of got me and shit. But then a couple of minutes later in the game, a guy on the other team, fucking this kid, he took a slap shot from like 5 feet away and was deliberately trying to injure me type shit, right? So he fucking teed it up, man, and it literally hit me in the balls. You can't make this shit up. He hit me in the balls, and I literally like fucking poof. I went down and shit. So I was like, I went down, and it was fucking on, man. It was go time, man. I remember a buddy of mine, I was actually good friends with the guy too. He was crazy, the defenseman. He was like, all right. And he fucking cross-checked this kid like in the back of the neck. Bam, fuck. Like right in the neck. The fucking kid went down, fucking crying and shit. And another kid on my team fucking grabbed the other kid by the face mask and started dragging him around the ice and shit. All hell broke loose. We got beat up pretty good, though. We got some shots in. I was a goalie, right? So I was fucking lucky. I had my mask on. I was fucking beating the shit out of this kid with my blocker. Fuck. We had him down. Like, my defenseman knocked this kid down. He's right in front of me. I was just bashing his head with my blocker. Fucking, I'm bashing his kids with my blocker. I'm trying to hit people with my stick and shit. It was a real Donnybrook, fuck. Not like the Saints and shit, but it was embarrassing. We got reprimanded and shit. Like when we got back, like the organization president fucking said we were an embarrassment. You know, he knew we were high and we did drugs and fucking, you guys not only did drugs, but you smuggled drugs in the United States with you. Fucking, you know, it was a big deal. We won on Sunday, fuck, when we weren't all high. The coach told us, you fucking little shitheads, like you fucking better not fucking do what you did yesterday. And it was like, all right, fucking. We won. We wanted to win because we don't want to lose to these shitheads. So we fucking beat them the second day. Yeah, it's funny, Almac? Exactly. Like, I don't know what it is. I hate to admit it, but it's true. Like, I'm not the only one. You guys that played hockey know there were a lot of drugs involved. Like, I don't know why, but we just did. Like I popped acid fucking a couple of times. I popped acid like fucking by accident once. Not by accident, but I went to a practice once and I was sort of coming down off of an acid trip. I played well. And I was very focused, I found. So I popped acid again and I got a shutout. And I remember the coach said, hey, Morency, whatever you had for breakfast today, eat it again. Fuck. And I was thinking, wow, it was 2 hits on Microdot, coach, but all right. So, like, I had a habit, fuck. I started doing I was popping hits all the time when I played. I could see, like, I was so focused, fuck. So, you know, it's like the guy threw the no-hitter on acid. Acid, you can really get locked in. So it became a thing on our team, fuck. Like, but the thing is, man, like, you can start tripping and shit, right? My deal was, man, I was in position the whole time, fuck. Like, I would never ease up. Like, I wasn't giddy. I would never ease up. Like, the puck would be at the other end of the rink, and I'd be in position. Like, look, like I was like the Terminator. And the puck would be like 10 feet big, fuck. I remember the puck coming in, looked like a beach ball, fuck. I was like, it was like slow motion. I was like, fuck, this is easy. And I was like, everything was in slow motion. It was fucking weird, man. It was like, obviously it wasn't a smart thing to do, but yeah, you're right. You're exactly right, Almac, because there were times they were offside and shit, and I didn't know. You're exactly right, bro. There's times like they would come in and they would be offside, and I would be locked in, and I couldn't tell. Like I was like, I couldn't, like you said, I couldn't tell distance very well, but I could see everything big. Like, you know, I could see everything very big. Everything was very colorful. Like it was like, fuck, everything's bright and like, you know. I actually got suspended once for smoking fucking weed, fuck, before a game. The coach was cool. He didn't tell my grandfather. He just said disciplinary reasons. Like I got caught like red-handed too. Like I was fucking standing like fucking. I was like 2 blocks away from the arena, and it was fucking raining. And I went for cover. Fucking stupid. It was raining, and there was like this store, like a strip mall, and I was sort of like under the fucking canopy of the strip mall. And I lit this spliff up. And fucking for some reason, my coach got out of a car. I didn't see him pull up. He went in the store and fucking boom, there I was. And he didn't say anything to me. He just looked at me and he gave me a fucking dirty look. But he didn't say anything to me. And when I got to the rink, I was a scratch. I was a scratch. I didn't say anything. But my grandfather showed up at the game and was fucking freaking out. Like he went into the room and shit. Fucking started like asking, what the fuck? How come he's not fucking playing? What do you mean he's a scratch? And the coach was like, listen, we had a disciplinary problem with him, all right? And my grandfather's like, what? What did he do? I want to know. And fucking, they just said that eventually the coach told him he's late often. He doesn't respect our times. Which wasn't true. I used to show up early, I used to be gung-ho, man. I used to show up like fucking 3 hours before games and shit. Like I was usually the first guy there. I used to go and I'd sit and I'd just stare at the net for like fucking 2 hours, in the stands. And I just sort of vision it, You know, I just say, all right, there's where I'm going to be. And it's very easy, Just stop the fucking puck. I was very big into visualization and shit, you know. I have great memories. I don't have a lot of good childhood memories, actually, but I have good memories of those days. I remember eating fucking half moons before games. I'd drink a chocolate milk and a half moon. I'd be eating those half moons. I'd be watching the other games before me and shit in the arena. It was good times. Yeah, Hellebuck did too much acid. The coach is like, so what? Exactly. You know, Gord Donnelly, the former Quebec Nordique, was one of my coaches for a couple of years when I was a teenager. And when we used to win, he used to tell us, if you win, I'll buy you guys a case of beer. If you lose, there's no beer. So it used to motivate us, But we were like 14. Yeah. And we used to go to his house after. He lived near the arena, our home rink. And if we won, we'd go to his house in his basement and we'd drink the fucking 24 beers together. He'd buy like 2 cases for the whole team. So it was like 3-4 beers each. Yeah, it was one of those, our little secret. Don't tell anyone, our little secret. You know what I mean? Nowadays, that would be like, you're going to jail, you're getting 15-year-old kids drunk, and, you know, it's not cool, and you're never going to coach again. In the 80s, that's the way it was. Like, I had a coach that used to hit us, like violently, like for real. Like, not just like he'd hit, like he was violent. It wasn't cool, like, actually. Like, it got to the point where it was like, listen, you know. I remember as a team, like, we told him, you know, we called him out. We're like, listen, we know you got divorced. We know fucking your life's falling apart here, but you can't fucking hit us all the time because you're mad. Like, it got to a point where, like, we took a stand as a team. It was like, listen, you got to stop fucking, like, hitting us. Yeah, beer is an incentive. Nowadays, you get fucking, nowadays you're going to jail, Yeah, exactly. Now it's fucking, here's an orange and an apple slice for everyone. And everyone gets yogurt after the game. No, the hockey stories are the best, My grandfather wasn't he wasn't an asshole like hockey dad, but he was pretty nosy. Like he had no fear of fucking getting in my coach's faces and shit and demanding to know why this and that. And fucking second night in a row, we spent an hour talking about hockey in the middle of summer. Yeah, it's fun. It took my mind off of the bad baseball bets at the end of the night. All right, so we're wrapping it up now. In the morning, Mexico, Sweden under. Germany wins by more than 1.5. Brazil wins by 1 in a fucking sweat job. And I don't know, is it the best bet of the day? But I don't see fucking Costa Rica scoring on Switzerland, and I see Switzerland scoring at least once on. Switzerland haven't lost in 19 matches. Everyone's playing for something tomorrow. Switzerland can get in with a win. Switzerland's going to beat Costa Rica and advance. Switzerland minus 150, big bet tomorrow. And we already have a big bet on Brazil, thousands of dollars. We'll see what happens if we get a better head situation after Germany beats South Korea in the morning. Other than that, you're on your own. I'll post my soccer picks on Twitter and send you directly to the Patreons. Of course, it's good to be a Patreon because we gave you some nice soccer picks earlier in the day. And I forgot to tweet them out. I can't be everywhere at once, people, but I'll be on the Fantasy Sports Radio Network at 4 o'clock in the afternoon tomorrow with Mark Lawrence and a Big Ten college football preview. Gamblu talking college baseball World Series. Arkansas takes game 1 tonight against the Beavers. We'll talk some UFC with Lou. And we'll see you tomorrow night with Babano. And tomorrow night, it's Rap Wars. Babano versus Big Man. Big Man's been pretty dismissive of Babano's rap. Big Man says, I could drop 16 beats anytime you want me to. So we said, all right, hold off till Wednesday night. We'll go head-to-head. Babano versus Big Man. Rap battle. Late night anger management class tomorrow night. Don't miss it. Other than that, for Big Man on Campus, Jeff Feinberg, I am Morency. Support SBR. Give us a thumbs up. Give them a thumbs up. See you later, Kenny.